Good evening, football fans. Welcome here to the Apple Bowl, where the final game of your regular schedule season, the Okanagan Sun are up against the Rebels. Your Sun, sitting at 6-2-1, are against the Rebels at 3-5-1. The Rebels are out of playoff hunt, but your Okanagan Sun are very much in playoffs, and that's what they've got in mind today. That was Danielle Erlacher singing the national anthems. We're about to get underway. Carson Park. Looks like it's going to be an exciting game tonight.
Oh, it should be. Expecting a good defensive battle here tonight. Both teams do a pretty good job on the defensive side of the ball and have had their struggles on the offensive side of the ball over the season at different times. So we'll see how it turns out. Expecting a good game from the Sun defense. I was joking with one of the coaches before the game that I'm hoping for a 21-17 final with no offensive points. So all special teams and defense would be great for me today, but we'll see how it turns out.
Spoken by a player who only played defense.
Pretty much.
So today we had the Raiders defeat the Huskers 22-14, guaranteeing your Okanagan Sun second place overall in the standings. If they get a win tonight, they'll have home field all the way through the playoffs. And we already know that because they've got guaranteed second spot, that means that they will have home field advantage for at least the semifinals in the 2-3 or 1-4 game, depending on what happens tonight. And we're still waiting on a result in the BC FL with the Broncos holding tough, very tough against the Rams.
Yeah, last I checked, it was the end of the third quarter, and the Broncos were only down by one. They'd been holding the lead most of the game, and we're only down by one, 20-19. So have to check in and see if there's been a score update or a final score on that one, but a good sounding game from the sounds of it.
So we already know that your Okanagan Sun will be playing here next Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. We just don't know who they're going to be up against, but that's next Sunday, 1 o'clock will be start time for the semifinal here in the BCFL. The officials, captains, are out flipping the coin, determining who's going to receive and which side of the field. We right before the game, they honored some of the non-returning for next season Okanagan Sun. It's a pretty stellar list of players that are going to age out next year, including Brandon Ihanza, who I know we'll be seeing a fair bit of on the offense, and Keith Zyla, as well as Ryan Markhart, Connor Novak, Cody Thompson, Jordan Ray, and Casey Piper, all pretty experienced players that we're going to be missing next season.
Yeah, quite a core of players that's going to be graduating out this year, and that's not even taking into account whichever players aren't graduating out this year, who are going to find a new home next year on a university program somewhere. Because I would not at all be surprised to find that a couple of these other top Sun players who aren't graduating out might not be with us next year either, as other programs who come calling.
It's a good feeder system. It goes both ways with colleges and universities. Players come back, players go over.
Absolutely. Guys come out of high school and they think they're ready for the university, and they're not quite ready for both the academic and the football workload that's demanded of you, and maybe they want to take a little bit of that academic heat off and just focus on the football side of things, so they're not going into debt to ruin their GPA. But yeah, well, there's a lot of guys go both ways, and there's a lot of guys too, at least on the Sun, who also go to college while they're on the Sun. They have a pretty good scholarship program.
So we've got it looks like the Rebels will be kicking off. The Westshore Rebels will be kicking off, and I'm just looking to see, because they've had a couple players, different players. It looks like Kyle Clark might be kicking. Yep, Kyle Clark will be the kicker today.
I think we have.
And who's on the
and
Javen Cakeley, and I'm
gonna
guess a little bit of a shadow there.
I think it's Miller.
Malcolm Miller. There we go. Malcolm Miller and Javen Cakeley there to return this punt. And here we go.
Oh, extra man running across.
It's going to the left side. And caught on the shoestring. He's at the 25, 30. And it looks like he's going to be brought down in a huddle on the 32-yard line.
Quite the pile there, pushing upfield. Pretty rugby-esque maul going on. Normally when Miller gets his hands on the ball there, he's looking for a little bit of a hole to try to make some space, and there just kind of ran into the pile and see how far you can push the pile.
So at their own 32, Okanagan Sun first and 10, very early, 14:41 on the clock.
Well, 4 receivers to the far wide side. Zyla isolated here.
Matthew Mailer takes a snap, fakes the handoff, a little swing pass out to the left-hand side, and it's an incomplete swing pass. He picks it up and runs forward because it looked like he was behind
Backward
him.
pass.
It was a
Backward
backward
pass is a
pass.
fumble, and I think that was Kelton Curry dropping that, and you got to be a lot more urgent with trying to get that ball if you drop that pass. Even if you think it should be incomplete, you need to be urgent because the ref might disagree with you.
So it's a 2-yard gain. It'll make it 2nd and 8 for the Sun with no score on the clock and early in the game. Matthew Mailer again starting this week. We haven't seen Jacob Laux, and I'm not sure whether he'll be back this season, out with concussion-like symptoms. Mailer goes pistol formation. Handoff up the middle. Looks like he's gained
Mauled right away, but he pushes for 3 or 4, while it seemed like both the O-line and D-line kind of decided the play was over 3 or 4 seconds early.
And that was Colton Curry.
Punt team coming out on 3rd and 5.
Arguably the best punter in the league with Isaac Wagner for your Okanagan Sun coming out.
Well, he's had the practice. This is going to be the 89th punt of the Okanagan Sun season. The CJFL record was posted earlier this week. I think it was mid-90s. I don't remember exactly. Might have been 92. In my head, it's 94. I don't have it in front of me here, but Isaac Wagner closing in on the most punts in a
Little
season.
Snap, and it's a fake throw off the side. Number 9 receives it across the 40, across the 45, out to the 48-yard line.
Great throw by Wagner down to Mastrodimos.
Tyson Mastrodimos, we have not called his number in quite a while. What a beautiful little fake there. We don't see that very often from your Sun. They're not usually up for the trickery.
No, the corner was playing quite a bit off, and I'm sure the Sun just saw that in film and just told Wagner, if they're playing that far off on our gunners, just throw a quick hitch to them because we're going to get that 5 yards. And they got 5 and then a little bit.
He's got to put a lot of pressure on the center for that. I mean, that's a great snap. I mean, I'm going, okay, that's a bit high for a punter, but obviously he had it put it right into the hands of Wagner, who made a beautiful pass.
Yeah, it looks like we have a little problem with the stick crew over on the far side.
A little kink in the chain, maybe.
Something's going on anyway.
They're backing it up. Officials heading over to the side. I think you're right. The Rebels red definitely looks like that Friday Night Lights crew. That
is it Carter Cowboys? Is that who the bad guys are?
I think you might be right.
It's been a couple years since I watched it, which is terrible. Got to make that an annual event.
But the Westshore Rebels, up until last week, were not out of the playoff position until they lost last week's game. But they're on a terrible losing streak now. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, where your Sun have won 4 straight. So 2 teams going the opposite direction.
Yeah, the Rebels have had a little bit of drama this season that I think is really just some not quite football-related drama that's not helped their cause. But they're still a solid, strong football team that could upset the Sun here today.
Pistol formation. Matthew Mailer to receive the snap. It's back. He rolls out to his right. Fakes to the goes to the left. He's scrambling by himself. He's back, and he passes downfield. He's got an open man right on the sidelines, and that ball is knocked down by a good defensive play. A little bit of hang time there.
Nice little celebration over there, too, between 5 and 26 there for the Rebels.
So 2nd and 10 for your Okanagan Sun. Shane Beatty is the head coach of the Westshore Rebels. He was a former Sun alumni. Or is a Sun alumni, I should say. Again, pistol formation.
Cakeley coming across to make it quads in the wide side. Oh.
And pass right up the middle. Does he keep it off the ground? And I don't see a signal.
It looks like Kiana Shawnee on the completion.
And he's gained to 12 yards, so that's going to make it a first down. So at the Rebels' 50-yard line, your Okanagan Sun have got a drive happening.
Good to see Shawnee getting involved early. The only games he has a catch, he has 4 or 5 catches in each of those games. And the games where he doesn't have a catch, well, he doesn't really play an impact, obviously. But when he's playing an impact, he's a helpful tool for this Sun offense.
Again, pistol formation loaded up on the strong side, on the right side. Back to pass, hands it off, and in the backfield, he's brought down.
Miller is just wrapped up right away.
Was that Miller or Colton Curry?
That was Miller in the backfield, that play. Man, this Westshore, this Rebels D-line is getting into the backfield with some urgency to start this game early. That rollout Mahler had earlier where he threw it down the sidelines and almost got a completion out of it. I'm pretty sure that was a designed run that he just recognized, my running back's going to get hit while I'm handing this ball off. I better pull it because there's people there. There's defenders going to beat the running back to the handoff. It's just incredible speed from this D-line right now.
Again, pistol formation. We'll load it up on one side. And back to pass. Looking deep downfield. High pass, but he's got it. He brings it down at the 30-yard line.
Javen Cakeley over the middle. We do have a flag on the play, though. It looks like it's in the area of where offside would normally be called. So a receiver may have just been early. Oh, Sun waving it off, so.
Rebels offside on that one, so that's going to be declined, and the ball moves forward. So no score on the clock, and there's 10:41 remaining in the first quarter. At the 30-yard line of the Westshore Rebels, your Okanagan Sun are threatening with a beautiful drive.
A great drive, especially since that was almost a 3-and-out to start the game off for this offense. That would not be good, and since then they've had 2 first downs since that trick play. And a little bit of confusion going on. Zyla needs to get on the line, and now they have too many men on the line, and Zyla's going to cost them a delay of game here in a sec.
And they get it off. He rolls out to his right, hands it off to Malcolm Miller. Miller's up to the 25-yard line. Gets about a 5-yard gain, making it 2nd and 5.
Sun are really fortunate. Sun are really fortunate they didn't get a delay of game there, because I don't know what was taking number 3, Keith Zyla, so long to decide he needed to get on the line of scrimmage on this near side, but he was really struggling to make a decision there. Another receiver tried to line up for him just to get the right man on the line. No confusions this time.
There we go. Now we got a good looking formation. Pistol again. Lots of motion. And fakes the handoff. And intercepted at the goal line. The Rebels are running it back out. He's at the 5. He's at the 10. He's got a little space. He's up at the 15. He's up to the 20. Across the 23-yard line. That's an interception at the goal line for the Rebels. I didn't get a number on that.
Hearing Womack on the interception. Well, that's a pass you don't really like seeing thrown right there. Tossing it up into double coverage. And the receiver, I believe that was Keon Ashani again looking to get involved. And I think he just lost the ball in the air. Didn't realize it was thrown to him because he kind of just gave up on the play.
But that's a
can't
couple
have
passes.
That happen.
That's a couple passes Matthew Mailer's had that have been high. He's put his receivers out of position a little bit by going up really high. He was rolling out to the right-hand side. He's behind the line of scrimmage. He's up to the 25-yard line. Gain of about 3.
Nice little jet sweep there. And Stevenson.
Quarterback tonight's Mason Brown. They've had a couple with Ashton McKinnon pulling double duty as both a kicker and as a quarterback, but Mason Brown's in tonight for Westshore.
Mason Brown has more passing yards on the season than maybe all 3 Sun starters combined.
He rolls out to his right-hand side, flicks it back. It's a flick back.
He fumbled it. It's on the ground.
It's on the ground. It bops out from under the Sun, and it looks like Rebels have recovered that ball, but they've lost about 10 yards, maybe 15.
2 Sun defenders could have hopped on the ball, and they both jumped on it. And I don't know if they knocked it out of each other's hands or what, but it skirted free. And Rebel fell on it. I think it might have been the quarterback who got back to that ball after originally putting it on the turf.
That was a funny little play with looked like he was going to run out for a sweep, and he flicks it back to one of his
I think that's supposed to be an option play, and it just did not form up quite properly.
So their punter, Ashton McKinnon, is in his own end zone for this punt.
Expect a knee probably here, just to get some field back.
Get some field back. With no score, just over 8 minutes left on the clock in the first quarter. And it's snapped back, and he does take a knee. So at 8:03, your Sun take the lead. And it goes 2-0 for your Okanagan Sun.
Well, there's a good start for my defense and special teams only points for the day. The cannon got you, hey?
It did. I'm not going to lie. That caught me off guard a little bit. You know, that cannon is my, I don't know, it's always just a little bit long. The cannon goes off whenever we score here at the Okanagan Sun games, and it's never prompt.
No, it always takes a second.
There's always a little bit of a delay. So the Westshore Rebels will be kicking off from their own 35-yard line. And who do we got in the back?
I believe we're back to Cakeley and Miller again. If my eyes are any good anyway.
And it's up. And he's going to catch it on the bounce at about the 24-yard line. He's at the 30. 35, and he spins off of it. He's across the 36, up around the 39. Malcolm Miller with that run, beautiful little run, about 14 yards.
Great juke and spin there for Miller to gain probably an extra 8 yards on that return. Just finding a hole up the middle.
If it stays like this, I think the offense for the defense for the Rebels are going to get tired here. We hardly see their offense out here at all.
At least so far, that was quite the quick 3 and out there for their offense. After a pretty decent Sun opening drive after almost going 3 and out themselves.
All right, Mailer again in the pistol, which is pretty much common way they're starting, but they seem to make a change very quickly.
Hansa pointing out a blitz coming.
And the handoff up the middle. Gains maybe a yard if he's lucky. Brought down really close to the line of scrimmage.
Oh,
looks
there's
like
a man down.
We got a Rebel player down on the field, and immediately the trainers are running out, which is never a good sign. Never a good sign. He's not moving. Just looking over at the end zone there, and I see the flashing light. I'm not sure if they catch that on the TV, but on the left-hand side, you can't see it. But on the left-hand side, they've got a camera set up on top of a man lift down there for Win Rentals. And it just reminds me, because I get to do my other job, is Win Rentals is sponsoring the World Mixed Curling Championship here in Kelowna right now. We have 35 countries competing for the next 7 days at the Kelowna Curling Club, and we're encouraging people to come on down. 35 different countries, and some that you might not expect to see, including Brazil and Kazakhstan curling here at the Kelowna Curling Club. So if fans get a chance, they should check it out. We got is that a final score? We got a final score, 26 for the Rams, 22 for the Broncos. So the Rams have right now secured at least second spot unless your Sun win, in which case they will be second spot. So again, your Sun guaranteed at least second place, but if they win this game tonight, that'll put them home field advantage for both the semifinal and they make it into the final. Here we go. The injured player has been helped off the field. He's under his own steam. Good to see. Matthew Mailer, your quarterback tonight. A lot of motion in the backfield. It looks like it's going to be a pass. He's gone back. We got a flag on the play already, and the ball is up.
Good catch there for Burton.
And it's against the Rebels. We're getting an indication it's against the Rebels. So, and the play will stand. So that's going to make it a first down at the Sun 51-yard line. Defense number 13 offside.
I think it was 15 coming off 15? The edge, blitzing off the edge. I think that was what they said. Oh, it might have been 13 on the other
Rayshon Provo coming in. Either way, Sun first down with the Sun leading 2-0 with 7:22 left on the clock in the first quarter. Pistol formation. Matthew Mailer in as quarterback tonight. And he rolls out to his left, hands it off, and small gain again.
Managed to sneak out of that first tackle and was just immediately enveloped all over again. The Rebels come out of the pile with the ball, too.
This is a really good Rebels defensive line. They're
the Rebels defense is a pretty strong defense that just hasn't served them for getting into the W column this year. But the Sun are going to be hard-pressed to do much on offense today, especially their strong run game is going to have some trouble.
Well, it's funny. I was looking at the stats earlier. Within 1 yard, the total points for the Rebels is points given up versus the Suns' points. And that's a quick pass out to the side. He's crossed the center field and out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
That was fitting quite the tight ball into Curry's hands around the defender, who almost swatted it on a leaping play.
Your Okanagan Sun have only given up 155 points this season, and the Rebels have only got 156. So it's pretty lopsided because the Rebels have also given up 221.
And I think that has less to do with the defense and more to do with the offense just keeping the defense on the field and not clicking the way they were hoping.
Again, a pistol formation, loaded up 3 on one side, receivers in motion. It's a faked handoff. He's rolling off. Mailer's holding on to the ball. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got 15. He's at the 20-yard line. He's at the 15. He's forced out of bounds. Very smart play. Runs out of bounds about the 12-yard line.
What a run by Matthew Mailer. I did not know he had that number of wheels on him. Really thought he would have gotten hunted a lot sooner than that, but he managed to find his way all the way down the sidelines.
He tucks that ball in for a 36-yard romp. What a great play. So your Sun are threatening again at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 11 with it 2-0 for your Okanagan Sun with 5:55 left on the clock in the first quarter. Pistol formation. We've got lots of motion going on. Handoff right up the middle. He's at the 5. Dives across. Colton Curry.
Diving for the 5 like it was the goal line. I think he just lost an edge on the field there. He would have been able to find his way all the way to the goal line.
Conditions are perfect. There's been no rain for a couple of days. The grass is in great shape. They've done an awesome job with this natural turf. 2nd and 4 for your Sun, so they can get a first down without scoring from the 5-yard line of the Westshore Rebels. Ball's been bobbled, and oh my goodness, and he hasn't been touched.
The Sun have turned the ball over now twice in the red zone.
That snap was so low, and it just got punted by Matthew Mailer. It went right to an offensive lineman or defensive lineman for the Rebels, and he picks it up on his own 6-yard line.
The easiest fumble recovery he's going to have all year. Just rolled right into his feet, and he just laid down on it. Real disappointing way to end that Sun offensive drive that, again, is looking promising. The Sun offense is actually moving the ball today quite well. So
started on their own 35-yard line, got it down to the 5, and again fumbled the ball. All right, here we go. He's snapped back, and he's faked it, and his receiver is at the 16-yard line. 17-yard line looks like a good for a first down. They're going to move the chains for the Rebels.
I believe that was Greenaway on the reception. Now has his helmet off. .430 left here in the first quarter. Still just 2-0. Looking for the Sun to get another sack here or something and force them to take another safety for some more defensive points.
Mason Brown, the quarterback for the Rebels, loaded up on his right-hand side. They're in motion. No one in the backfield. He flicks it up, and he is immediately tackled. In the backfield, loss of about 3 or 4 right now. He still just goes down finally.
See where the ball's marked. That's pretty much what I was hoping for. Let's see if we can. Oh, the one ref looks like he's marked it right to the line.
His forward progress right at the
15. So that'd be quite the long snap to get their punter into the end zone. Oh, it's only second down?
It's only second. Down? It's second down, and 12, 13, second down and 13 to go. He's loading up his left-hand side. He's got 4 receivers.
No receiver on the line on the left because Greenaway's off, and they're confused about who's doing what.
There we go.
And we have a delay of game.
And there you go. You might get your wish. If they move that back 5 yards, let's see what they get. Time count violation. There we go. We're going to back that bus up 5 yards.
Seeing that and then comparing it to how long it took the Sun to set up earlier, I'm still shocked they didn't get a delay game earlier.
I think someone didn't see the clock on that one because I agree with you. So from the 10-yard line, it's going to be second and about 18 or 19, I'm thinking. I'm looking at the chains on the far side of the field. Looks like about 18 yards. And I think the punter definitely could be taking a knee in the end zone if they don't get a first down here. There go the receivers. He fakes the handoff, and he is deep in his own backfield, surrounded, but he's got scampering out almost the original line of scrimmage, but it's brought down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
Third down and 14 or 13.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. And yeah, this is right on the edge of where you're going to put your punter in the end zone or not, so we'll see what they decide to do. I expect they will.
He might have to run around a little bit. That's Ashton McKinnon, who is also the backup quarterback. So it, as we were talking about earlier, it does lead to maybe some trick plays.
I believe he plays on defense too, unless they have a second 13.
That's his brother.
Do they have two number 13s though?
Oh,
I'm
13 sorry.
Playing defense.
All right, so he is standing in his own end zone, and he does immediately take a knee. So at 2:34 remaining in the first quarter, after two safeties, your Sun lead 4-0 on the Westshore Rebels. And there goes that cannon again.
Just takes long enough for you to not think about it.
Well, this isn't going to look great on the summary. Lots of drive by the offense for your Okanagan Sun. Their defense comes up big both times, and the only points are given away. Not even taken, given away by the opposition.
Yeah, nobody is registering safety stats on either of those plays, which is too bad. But 4-0 Sun. All special teams and defense so far.
You got your wish, 21-17. We're looking for.
Yeah, that's the predicted score out of my end.
So from the 35-yard line, Ashton McKinnon for the Rebels will be kicking off. Who's in the backfield for returning?
I think we have Miller and Cakeley again.
And here we go. It's up. It's going to his left. Kicker's left. And that's Miller. He bobbles the ball. He picks up at the 22. He's across the 25. Scampering to the outside, across the 30, 35, about the 38. He takes a dive in there. That's Connor Richard, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's Connor Richard with the ball. And flag on the play. I'm not sure if that it was late, so I'm wondering if it was an illegal block. They're marking the ball at the 38. Let's see what the referees have to say.
So they're marching it in the Sun's favor.
Aiden Ennis-Horvath with unnecessary roughness on that. So your Suns start with really good field position at their own 53-yard lines, leading 4-0 just about the end of the first quarter.
Miller in the backfield. Miller and Mahler.
Loading up the one side, here we go. Snaps back, handoff right up the middle. He's up about a 6-yard gain.
Good run
Mailer
there.
Hands off to Miller.
Good run there for Miller. Not a whole lot of space here for the Sun running game so far, and found a hole and got through it. Sun are going to get a delay of game here.
They better hurry it up, and they better get someone up on the line there. There we go. Keith Zyla is up there. And no one in the backfield. And a little screen pass out to the side of the scrimmage. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got the first down. Javen Cakeley crosses. Let's see where they mark that ball.
Sun are really enjoying those quick swing passes out to their slot receivers and running backs so far today.
I think they've noticed that the middle of the Rebels defense is really solid. So they're going to have to work the sides if they want to gain any ground. They're on the left side hash mark. First and 10, 4-0 for your Okanagan Sun. Fake handoff, he rolls out to his right. Man open, oh, but he throws it behind him. Intended receiver there was Javen Cakeley.
Cakeley or Leclerc maybe, it was a 30-something. I think 37 is the only one I've seen so far, so probably Cakeley.
Javen Cakeley with the intended receiver, so 2nd and 10 with your Sun leading with just under a minute left in the first quarter, 4-0.
It's been a few times already where the Sun have gotten pretty lucky with the delay of games, I think.
Very fortunate.
The last snap, even the O-line was freaking out at everyone. Moving into quads here.
Loading up the one side. And he's going to be back to pass. And there's a Rebels coming off the side. He is scrambling into the backfield. He looks like he's lost about 6 yards on that one. So it's going to be a 3rd and 16 with 21 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. And your Sun leading 4-0.
Yeah, that pressure is coming in real hot, real quick. The Rebels defense, the front four is doing a great job. Their defensive line, and then they're bringing quite a few blitzers and quite a bit of heat along with their that strong pressure.
Isaac Wagner only out the second time because the last 2 turnovers have been on turnovers. Wagner standing in his own 45. He's back to punt. And it's up, and it's going to be out of bounds, it looks like, on the left-hand side of the field, somewhere around the 20-yard line.
Not a bad punt, but I think it went further out of bounds than he would have liked. Probably lost 5 to 10 yards on that.
So the Rebels will start with no time left on the clock. They'll start the second quarter on their own 24-yard line. And we're going to go for a very quick break while they change field positions. And we're back. And your Okanagan Sun driving the ball up around the 34-yard line.
It's the Westshore Rebels driving the ball.
Sorry, I'm at the wrong end of the field. The Westshore Rebels. I go out, I make a call, I come back, they're on the other side of the field. So with the score 4-0 here early in the second quarter, 4-0 on 2 taking a knee in the end zones for the punter. So we got nobody actually scoring the points. The Rebels punter giving up two safeties as your Okanagan Sun fumbled the ball with inside the 10-yard line twice while threatening for touchdowns.
Oh, quarterback sneak coming.
And it looks very close, but I think he may have it. He could have come over the top.
Yeah, the one fumbled snap that was just rolled into the quarterback's feet there, the last turnover, and then the interception on that first drive. Sun offense is moving the ball pretty well, just turning the ball over in the red zone.
So they are making it first and 10 for the Rebels, who are trailing, and they're 4-0. They're at their own 35-yard line. quarterback Mason Brown in the pistol formation. It's a high snap, fakes the handoff, goes up the middle. It's a first down. He's up at the 50, and he's going to be brought down. Deshaun Greenaway with the reception and a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, real high snap. Great on the quarterback to get his hands on that and get the handoff, the fake handoff off before putting in a good ball there to Greenaway.
So from their own 51-yard line, a lot of motion in the backfield.
Quarterback
they got enough guys up.
Receivers.
They got enough guys on the line. There we go. Little pistol, and he's showing throw. He's looking to his left. He's got a man open right for a 10-yard. He's at the 15-yard gain. 20-yard gain. He's driven down into Sun territory.
That was Felito over there, Nathan Felito. Great reception on that quick little hook on the outside, and then turns it into some yards after the catch for a first down.
Sun defense looked like they're a little bit on their heels, not sure how they're reading this one. We have a little bit of a sustained drive here from the Rebels. We have something we haven't seen. Their offense hasn't been on the field hardly at all in the first quarter.
Getting some groove going this quarter, though.
Back handoff right up the middle, and he is brought down almost immediately. Oh, he dives forward for about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, late whistle. I'm not sure if they're giving him that extra progress after that first tackle.
They brought it
back.
They brought it back a bit, so it's about a half a yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 9.5. Mason Brown, the quarterback for the Rebels, in the pistol formation, split field. And he's back to pass. Little bit of pressure. He's got a man open on the sidelines. He's got it. In around the 17-yard line. Nice reception.
Kane Stevenson, I believe, number 2, catching it over the shoulder down the sidelines.
What a beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass, beautiful catch. Sun making the tackle right after the ball gets there. Able to squeeze and hold on as he's brought to the ground. Great play.
1st and 10 from the Sun 15-yard line. The Rebels are threatening here.
See if they can have a little bit more success in the red zone than the Sun have.
Khalil James in the backfield for Brown. He moves up to block. Oh, and the ball is, he's got it.
The Sun are going to have a turnover of their own now in the red zone.
Mason Brown goes back to pass. It gets hit from the blind side. The ball pops out and is recovered by the Sun, but there was some disappointment on the Sun face. Are they saying that it was a forward motion there? It's an incomplete pass.
They're calling out in a trainer, so there's a Sun player down at the bottom of that pile. I believe it's going to wind up being Sun ball, but we haven't seen any
Trainer's
indication
running
from the
straight
refs.
out on the field.
I'm pretty sure what happened there, Brown saw the hot pressure coming off the edge that was just entirely unblocked. It was going to hit him real hard, real quick. I believe it was Connor Richard off the edge, and he tried to tuck the ball away, and the hit pops the ball out anyway. 2 Sun land on it, and somebody recovers it, but
somebody's
pile
down.
forms up, and a Sun player is down after the pile.
So they're not moving the chains yet.
Yeah, they haven't had any real indication as to what the outcome of this play is going to wind up being.
And I'm just looking, it does not look like the defense has run out on the field for the Rebels. So we're going to find out what the signal is. Who's that 57 for your Sun coming off the field? Who was the injured
Connor
player?
Novak.
One of the retiring Sun after this season. So it looks like they're going to call that was a forward pass, or
I think they're saying forward pass that was swatted backwards is I think how they're calling that, which I'm not sure if that's what I saw, but I could see where that call is coming from.
So 2nd and 10 for the Rebels, threatening at the Sun 15-yard line. They're trailing 4-0 to your Okanagan Sun with 10:22 left on the clock in the second quarter. Again, screen pass out to the side. He gets about 5 yards before he's hammered back to the line of scrimmage. He definitely did not get a first down.
We do have a flag on the play. It looks like it's against Westshore.
The receiver on that was Cody Holmes. Cody Holmes was the receiver. He gained, they're indicating about 3 yards, maybe 2 yards.
I think this is coming back, though. somebody went early.
So one of the linemen, number 60, goes offside. The penalty is declined, so it looks like the punter is coming out, which is for the Rebels.
Field goal unit? Although
sorry, my apologies. The field goal unit and number 47, Kyle Clark, coming out.
We appear not to have a holder for him unless that's 15 who's wandering back there.
They're moving him over. Kyle Clark, the place kicker.
This is going to be a field goal from, what, 22?
Looks like 21-yard line. He's put down the marker. 21-yard attempt with 9:55 left on the clock in the first half. And snap, and it is up, and it is good. So it's going to be 4-3 now for your Okanagan Sun with 9:49 left on the clock in the first half.
And we now have a hockey game.
We do. You're unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, is your dream of having it all special teams points.
Hey, field goals is special teams points.
Oh, good point. There we go.
I'm taking those.
You're going to take those?
Yeah, well I said 21-17, and I need one field goal for that 17 to work out. So now I need a couple more field goals to make this work out.
All right.
The math work. If the Sun can get a field goal, then we're back to 7, and we're back on track.
Perfect. Right where you want to be.
Exactly.
All right, who we got in the backfield for returning this punt? For your Sun, it looks like...
Pretty sure that's Cakeley again.
Yeah.
The one sleeveless returner. And on the far side's another black sleeve returner, which has been Richard and Miller so far. I think that one's Richard because I'm seeing Miller on the sidelines, and I'm not seeing Richard on the sidelines.
There we go. So Connor Richard on the away side.
As long as it's not somebody else.
And Kyle Clark will be kicking it off from his own 45-yard line, and here we go. And it's high. Beautiful kick. Picked it up about the 26 or 18. He's across the 25. He's going out to his right, across the 30. About the 36-yard line, he's brought down Javen Cakeley for a beautiful little run back, about 16-yard run.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run there by Cakeley. Found some open field.
Again, Matthew Mailer in as the starting quarterback for your Okanagan Sun. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks over the season. Mailer taking most of the duty with Jacob Laux out with concussion-like symptoms, not syndrome, symptoms. Anyone in the backfield? Shotgun formation. In motion, fake the handoff, out to swing pass out to the right-hand side. He's crossed the 40, brought down about the 42.
It's a good 5 yards there for Keon Ashani. I think that's the most yak yards he's had all season. Most of his catches are tight windows as he's being hit.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 5 for your Sun, leading this game 4-3 with 8:50 remaining in the first half.
Only one receiver to this near side, Zyla.
Zyla, your starting quarterback for the Sun in the games 3 and 4. Again, a swing pass out to the side. He's up 5. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, a couple more, so he's going to be short of the first down. It looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
I was talking to head coach Ben McCauley, and we were talking about Isaac Wagner and the strength of his leg. And he said we're probably the least likely to go on short yard situation because we know with Isaac's leg that we can pin teams in their own end because he's got such a great leg.
Yeah, the field position switch that Isaac provides really does make that that last yard. It's got to be a short yard for you to be worth that risk.
Wagner standing in his own 31-yard line, punting away with a 2nd and 2 situation. Snap is up, and it's good. And going down to the right-hand side of the field, big bounce, looking for the no yards, and there is a no yards flag on the play, but he's getting a great run down the sideline. He's up at the 45. And
hurdles. I believe that was Wagner. On the sidelines as he goes out of bounds, the huge hurdle. That was pretty
massive.
nice.
But he gets it all the way back. That was a great run. And I want to say he gained about 25 yards on that run back, so it's going to be first down Rebels from their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, after talking about that flipping the field with Wagner's leg, it didn't quite turn out that way for the Sun, as Rebels are only a first yard down away from where that line of scrimmage was a minute ago.
Now they've tacked the no yards penalty on. So it's at the 53-yard line of the Rebels, so they're just about at midfield there. Trailing 4-3.
7:40 left in half. Sun defense looking for a big play here.
He's back for the pass. He looks to the left, throws to the right, right to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought down. Oh, he dives at the end for about a 6-yard gain.
I wasn't diving. That was getting tackled hard from the back. That was quick screen to the receiver. Took too long to decide to go upfield, and the defensive line that was getting baited in the first place caught back up and tackled him hard for an extra couple of yards.
They've crossed into Sun territory. They're now at the Sun 52-yard line, 2nd and 4. Mason Brown, the quarterback for the Rebels. He's going back to pass. He's showing pass all the way down the field. And that looks like he's beautiful pass. Caught it at the 25, about 8 extra yards gain down there. They're again in Sun territory.
Great throw and catch over to Greenway. Greenway is their big deep play threat on the sidelines, big number 1.
Deshaun Greenaway has put the Rebels at the Sun 15-yard line. 1st and 10, trailing 4-3, and they're threatening.
I just remember Deshaun Greenway last season against the Sun had I believe it was a 100-yard first half, which was quite the game. And at the time, he was not listed on their play chart sheet. So now he just stands out in my brain as the...
He's back. Oh, big rush, and it is well overthrown because of the pressure put on by the Sun defense.
Yeah.
With no receivers even nearby, and fortunate to throw it over the Sun's head.
That was coming in hot off the edge, and quarterback pointing a little bit like he was expecting his receiver to be going deep and not breaking on a corner, but I don't think even if he was going deep, he was going to reel that one in.
So 2nd and 10, trailing 4-3 with 5:49 left on the clock in the first half. Mason Brown's the quarterback of the Rebels. He's got one man behind him. It looks like Khalil James in the backfield. He's coming up to block. Back to pass. A lot of pressure again by your Sun defense. They've corralled him, but they can't bring him down, and it looks like he's going to get about a 2-yard gain on that one. And it looks like the field goal unit's going to come in.
Nice little spin out of the danger of the pocket there to find his way for a couple of yards, but no real space for him to go. So we're going to have another field goal attempt to make it 6-4.
Looks like it's going to be almost the exact same position, about the 20-yard line. Kyle Clark coming in for the Rebels, their place kicker. This time he's on the right side hash mark. Last one he was on the left side hash mark.
Oh, from the 20 instead of the 21. So.
Oh, it's a bobbled ball. It drops. And I'm not sure that wasn't an intended play, but it went right to the place kicker, but rolled along the ground.
It rolled there poorly, and the holder decided he was going to try to get the hold down for the kicker, who decided it was too bad to bother trying. Miscommunication, so they don't get the...
no points on the board. Wow, both teams are struggling in the red zone.
You like to call fire in those situations, so the holder knows to stand up with the ball and pass it to one of his tight ends. But there's no fire call there. Kicker doesn't kick it, just a big miscommunication on that special teams play.
So your Okanagan Sun take over the ball on their own 20-yard line. They're leading 4-3 with 4:42 left in the first half. In the backfield we have, is that Malcolm Miller?
It looks like Miller.
And he takes it, runs up the middle, little break to the left, gets up to the 25-yard line.
Big
maybe the
pop
26.
at the end of that play.
Malcolm Miller gains about 6 yards there.
Miller's another one of those players. A little bit of an undersized guy walking around among those other bigger players, but loves the contact, loves to find guys to pop. He's played most of the year as a slot receiver, and getting him into the backfield's been, I like seeing it. I like getting their hands on, seeing Miller get his hands on the ball.
2nd and 4 for your son from their own 26-yard line, leading 4-3. Snap back, Mailer's looking downfield, he's looking left, and he throws into the right, and there's a flag in the backfield. The intended receiver behind the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a loss
looks like
yards.
He's hurt. That's Javen Cakeley, who's kind of refusing a hand up. They're going to wave in the trainers, I think. Might just be winded, but he's not looking too comfortable.
No, he's sitting up, and he's rolling over himself. Automatic first down there.
Roughing the passer on the Rebels, and then there's an unnecessary roughness, I think, on the Sun as well. So it only netted 5, I think, but it is the auto first down.
And Cakeley is still down. He's taken a knee, and he doesn't want any help. He's up. He's walking off under his own steam. He looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's one of the things, though, too, is as a player who's injured, your instinct is just, I'm hurt, I just got to get off the field and get out of the way. But as the trainer staff is probably telling them, and as the coaches will tell you if you're an injured player, take your time so we can sort out what it is that we have to do.
They haven't moved the chains yet, and they left the ball on the line of scrimmage where it was before. They were supposed to add 5 yards, so I'm waiting for the officials here. There seems to be a little bit of confusion what's going on.
Yeah, the sticks are confused. Officials giving them directions.
There we go. Now we're moving some sticks.
So we at least have the first down.
So from the 25-yard line, first down for your Okanagan Sun. 1st and 10. Back to pass, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Nice little screen pass. He's at the 40, 45. He goes pushed out of bounds about the 48-yard line, and a late flag on the play.
Late flag. There's
another late 3 flags on the play. Someone without a helmet.
Great throw there on the 20-yard out, or the maybe it was a corner route by the receiver. Mahler just throwing it right over the linebacker's hands, trying to get the swat and find that soft spot between the 2nd and 3rd layer of the zones.
So the Sun are moving backwards there. They're pretty, it looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Sun, but we're about to find out. See what the officials have to tell us. 3 flags out on the play there, and a helmet rolling around.
Yeah, and it just being a Rebels helmet and just the other way, the body language of guys around the play, I really expect us to go against the Sun.
Matthew Mailer running back in, our quarterback from the sidelines with some instructions. Let's see what they have to say. He hasn't turned his mic on.
Looks like he gave 2 roughing the passer or unnecessary roughnesses against the Sun is what that looked like to me.
See where they marked that ball. Okay. Were they after the play? I mean, are you still got an official on the sideline marking where the ball and the player ran out of bounds at the 48-yard line on the far side? We haven't seen the ball put down anywhere yet, and we haven't seen the markers flipped over. He's turning on his microphone now.
Yard penalty for the Okanagan Sun after the 2 unnecessary roughness calls. He said something extra on the first call. I didn't catch it.
I didn't hear that either. I wasn't really sure what that was. So it's a 1st down and 10. It looks like they've got the markers moved all the way back. The Sun are at their own 10-yard line. They're leading this game 4-3 with 3:30 left on the clock in the first half. So I'm really not sure how this is all working out. I would have thought it would have been a 1st and 28, or sorry, it would have been 38 yards.
It's after the first down was gotten.
So under the shadows of their own goalpost, Matthew Mailer back, hands off, right up the middle. He's gained about 8 yards. And that was it Connor Richard?
No, that's Miller.
Is that Miller again?
Yeah. I haven't seen Richard take any running back reps yet this year, so I'd be surprised to see that start. Although not that surprised.
Having a tough time in the darkness with the brown and orange uniform, seeing the 10 and the 18.
Oh, and they're both wearing
long sleeves.
Long black sleeves, too.
All right, 2nd and 10 for your son, leading this game 4-3, very late in the first half.
Still just setting the ball up. There's a lot of delays here in this last minute or so.
And a lot of it seems to be officials.
And here we're getting a 3-minute warning.
3-minute warning, there we go.
So we'll see if this Sun offense can keep moving some yards on this Rebels defense.
They've had success except for pointing points on the board. And it looks like he's back to pass. He's looking out to his left, little screen pass up. He's at the 20. He gets brought down about the 24-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. That was number 39 for your son. 38, was that Colton Curry? No, it wasn't. It was Adam Burton, number 89.
Yeah, 89. 39 would be Cole Stroud. 89 is Adam Burton.
So your son's moved the chain, leading this game 4-3 with 2:30 left in the first half. It's been a hockey game so far. And the handoff middle. No, he rolls out to his right. He's got a man open. He's at the 40. He's at the 44. He's brought down. Beautiful screen pass out the side. Nice fake.
Yeah, great play action, throwing it to the corner again. 12, 15 yards downfield for a good first down. The Okanagan Sun are really, really working this play action very well. Run game isn't working so well, but the Rebels are biting so hard to beat that run game that they're taking themselves out of the pass game.
The Sun are known for their running game and their defense, and tonight they've been passing. Pistol formation loaded up on the left side. Motion. Handoff, fake hands off, rolls out to his right. He's going to tuck it underneath. No. And he throws it short of the intended receiver, Keon Ishani.
Yeah, I think I was looking for Keon over there, 15, 20 yards deep on the sidelines. There was another receiver rallying back to him to give him a target that he threw over their head, but I think he was throwing it a little high for them to have been the target.
Tonight's game brought to you by Remax Kelowna, bringing you your streaming action here tonight. Remax Kelowna. 2nd and 10 from their own 44. The Okanagan Sun leading this game 4-3 with 1:50 left in the first half.
Sun with quads coming out this near side.
And it looks like he fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, quick pass. Intended receiver, he catches the ball. No, he does not. But it looks like
reached for a great one-handed snag, and the defender got their hand on it too.
That was Reed LeClaire, the intended receiver.
If this is on the defense, I think this is a really questionable call here.
He looked like he was getting kind of mugged there, but
I think that's just incidental mugging while the defender's going to the ball. You're allowed to go to the ball. If there's a guy in the way, that's his fault.
Is that a term, incidental mugging?
Well, it is now. Incidental contact.
So it looks like only moved it 5 yards and repeating down. So
they are moving the sticks.
Okay,
hopefully they're supposed. Yeah, I don't know about that call. I think that was good aggressive defense trying to go through the receiver to get to the ball.
1st and 10 for your Okanagan Sun from their own 50-yard line. 1:46 left on the clock with a 4-3 lead over these Westshore Rebels. One man in the backfield and hands it off right up the middle. He's across the center field, like across the 50. He's got a first down. They are moving this ball thanks to a couple penalties.
Malcolm Miller with a great carry up the middle for 10 yards, 11 yards.
I think
that's the play action they've been working so hard so far this game really worked on that play, as everyone had to do a double take to make sure the ball actually went to the running back, and by that time it was too late.
Matthew Mailer is really selling those fakes, and it's hard for the defense to know whether he's hand it off or not. Here we go. One more time. They're in the I formation. Pistol. And hands it off. This time right up the middle again. 5, 10 yards. He's gained 11 yards.
Malcolm Miller with another great 10-yard run, breaking tackles, just running in a straight line, looking a little bit like Pinball Clemens out there.
And it looks like they've given him, they marked the ball about 6 inches far enough to make it a first down. I'm looking across the field trying to make a judgment, but I think it's a first down on the
even when Matthew Mahler is handing the ball off, his body language after the handoff just sells it so well that it's the same every time when he has the ball or doesn't. His fake is so good. If I was to make him in Madden, it would definitely be the highest stat I'd give him would be his play action attribute, because his play action's so strong, and then when he hands the ball off, he leaves with the urgency that you believe he still has it, and it really helps the running back out, suck the D ends a little bit away from him.
No matter what, you got to sell it always. You can't give up. So they've brought the chains across. The defense is taking this opportunity to go talk to the coaching staff, and it is right at the flag.
It looks like a first down from here, but it's hard to quite tell. Ref's getting right in there.
First down.
Oh, I think he's saying it's inches.
Inch?
I think that's what he's saying.
No, yep. They are.
They are saying this
1
is
inch.
Third and chain links.
He looks like he's tugging at the bottom of that post, so it can't be more than an inch.
Yeah.
So with CFL rules being 1 yard space, you got to think that they've got a really good chance of converting this right now.
On Sun offense, if the Sun don't go for this, or if they don't get this first down, that is a really big loss for their offensive line.
But I'm wondering, do you take a chance? It's only second down. Do you take a chance and try and make this play a little bit bigger and fake the quarterback going up the middle, and because everyone's expecting that. You know, he's got his receivers loaded up on the right side.
If you think everyone's playing a little tight enough, like right now on the bottom, it looks like the corner is going to be playing press on Zyla with no safety help. So I might pull that trigger if it's there.
And we got a
timeout.
Timeout now from the defense.
A lot of loitering, like we're waiting on a timeout call, but there's been no official call as far as I've seen.
It looks like a timeout call, or is there? I'm not. Yeah, there must be a timeout where you haven't seen a signal of which side is called the timeout, offense or defense.
Yeah, but we got captains meeting with coaches and coaches standing on the field. So
there is definitely a timeout been called. We just don't have the indication who it's against. With 1:17 left on the clock in the first half, the Okanagan Sun lead 4-3. Those points gained when the punter took a knee twice for 2 safeties, and then Kyle Clark of the Rebels kicked a beautiful 22-yard, 21-yard field goal.
Yeah, a couple strong Sun drives getting into Rebels territory and just turning the ball over at the end, and then the Sun defense holding that offense deep enough that they're forcing those safeties.
You got to be frustrated if you're the offense that you've driven into inside the 10-yard line and not come up with any points.
Oh, you've been inside the 20 twice, and you have only gotten a field goal +1, which is that's some frustration right there. That's the equivalent of a field goal and a missed field goal, and they don't even have either of those.
So second and a couple inches, they're showing that it's going to be a quarterback up the middle on this one from just inside the 40-yard line of the Rebels. And he does indeed hold on to it, and he's crossed through. He's still up. He's still moving. He gets down. He gains 10 yards, not 10 inches. That's Matthew Mailer holding onto the ball. No one took him down.
He went for the edge instead of just right up the middle, and the edge opened up, and
he
guy
just
lost
kept
the
his
tackle.
feet moving. Kept his feet moving. He's got to gain 10 yards on that one.
Almost had an O-line guide all the way through that second level, too, and that would have been a really interesting play. Quarterback sneak for a 40-yard touchdown run.
So from the 30-yard line of the Rebels, it's 1st and 10 with just under a minute left here in the first half, and it's starting to get exciting again as your Sun are threatening. Matthew Mailer, the quarterback, one running back, and he hands off straight up the middle. He is not going to gain grounds now. He's going to lose 6 or 7 on this one.
Yeah, at least there's 4 Rebels hitting the running back behind the line of scrimmage.
So they got to be careful here because they've now pushing it out of field goal range. They got to gain some yards here to get it back if they're going to get any points coming out of this first half. 40 seconds left in the clock. They're 2nd and 15 from the 35 of the Rebels. Loading up the one side. And they're in motion. He's back to pass. Right down the middle, and he holds on to it.
That looks like a spectacular one-handed catch by LeClaire.
At the 22-yard line, it's not good enough for our first down, but it's back into field goal range.
I believe that's Reed LeClaire, number 36, with a great one-handed catch on the ball thrown behind him.
They've stopped the clock with 22 seconds left and a 4-3 lead for your son. 22
field goal
seconds
unit
left.
coming out, and we're going to be up to 7-3, and I'm back on schedule.
This is a distance that last week we would have expected Isaac Wegner to make it from, but he missed two 32-yarders from either side of the half.
The hashes.
No, from halftime.
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah,
right at the end of the first half and right at the start of the second half, he missed two 32-yard field goals. So Isaac's going to be trying a maybe 30-yard, and I know talking to Coach Ben McCauley that Isaac has been out practicing. He's a perfectionist. He's been out working extra reps himself all week long.
He's comfortable. He's a guy who's comfortable in warm-ups, too, from 40. Like, I've seen him hit 45ers before in pregame.
There's a lot of pride in this kicker, and I honestly think that he is the best kicker, both place kicking and punting in the BCFL. So let's see what happens here with 22 seconds left on the clock. If they can make it a 7-3 lead. They're leading 4-3 right now. Wegner spotting the ball on the 30-yard line. Mailer, the quarterback, is holding for him. So nothing surprises me right now, I'm not going to lie. And here we go. The snap is good, and it's up, and it's wide left, and it's through the end zone.
Wagner's a little frustrated with himself, but that'll be at least the 1 point.
And it's a single point, making it a 5-3 hockey game here. Isaac Wegner still getting frustrated with his...
Just from 30, it seems, is his bane, right around that 30-yard line. That one had well more than enough distance and just didn't push it far enough over to the right, sailed it left.
Yeah, you gotta feel for his frustration. The guy is such a perfectionist. You know it's all in the kitchen up there. Isaac's, there is something in his kitchen right now, and it's bugging him, and he is just not kicking his place kicks well. Well, I say that is field goals, because you know what? His place kicking on kickoffs are outstanding.
Yeah, and even that kick, it looked like he got all of it. He just didn't quite line it up right.
So from the 35-yard line, the Rebels will take over with 16 seconds left in the first half. We're probably looking at maybe just enough time to get a couple Hail Marys down the field. And they're in motion, and he's rolling back, little screen pass out to the side. He's up to the 39-yard line before he's brought down for a gain of about 5 or 6.
Good little play there for Cody Holmes. That might bring us right to the halftime here once the play's blown in.
9 seconds left on the clock. It's 2nd and 6. Again, thanks to our good friends at Remax Kelowna for sponsoring and supporting your Okanagan Sun and this streaming. (5-3) the score, and the clock has run down, so we got to get this play in to make it official.
Looks like they're just going to take a knee here to end the half.
And he does. He takes a knee, and that is the half. So, at halftime, your Okanagan Sun lead this game 5-3. The offense has shown some great yardage gains, but can't finish.
Yeah, the offense. Both offenses are really struggling in the red zone, doing fairly all right for themselves in the middle of the field, but Sun offense has really been on the field most of this football game so far.
So let's take a very quick break. We're going to come back with an interview with Coach Ben McCauley.
Coach Ben McCauley of your Okanagan Sun. We've got last game of the playoff, or before playoffs. We're fighting for home field advantage. Coach, anything different this week from last?
You know, not really. We've prepared probably a little bit better this week because we didn't have half the team out with the flu. You know, so we should be in better shape that way. We're still recovering from injuries, and it's kind of been the story of the season is injuries. But you know, we approach it as whoever's going to be, you know, best guys will be out there, the best guys we have available, and we're going to execute, and we're going to play the game with turnovers and taking care of the football.
Beautiful day here in Kelowna, where you know, we're hoping that nobody's getting injured. Is that one of those things you worry about right now going into playoffs? Is injuries, resting the guys that are important, and maybe playing the guys that aren't getting some time?
Yeah, I think as a coach, you're always kind of concerned about that. You know, where to draw the line, what's you know, how far is too far to push the guys, and you know, at a certain point, we know we have to play football next week again, and we've already been helped out by another team today in securing at least second place. So you know, it takes a bit of the pressure off, but at the same time, we want to go out and we want to prove that we can play good, solid football in October.
Yeah, you're going into the playoffs, and you don't want to go down, you know, be kind of easing back on the gas a little bit. So is it hard to push the guys, knowing, you know, you don't want any injuries, but at the same time, you want to make sure you go in with a full head of steam going into the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, at this point, it's not so much about what we do physically, but how we prepare mentally. So, you know, that's been a big focus for us this week, and going forward, it will be as well. Less on the field, more in the classroom, more in the playbooks and film. You know, we're going to push as hard as we can, but until the point it's diminishing results, then we're going to you know, keep it in the classroom.
Matthew Mailer back in, probably looking a little more comfortable last week, but still offense was struggling a little bit. Anything that you guys have been working on?
You know, we've got a strong running game. We've got, you know, we've only given up 6 sacks this year. We've got a great offensive line. We're going to lean on them today to carry us through the rest of this season. And, you know, that's, you build off your strengths and improve your weaknesses. And
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl, where this hockey game broke out. The Okanagan Sun leading the Westshore Rebels 5-3, courtesy of some really big turnovers. Both offenses managed to move the ball down field. The Sun, a interception, a fumble, and for the Rebels, a bobbled snap for a field goal attempt equals turnovers and no points on the board.
Yeah, the Sun, real weird scoring in the first half. Both teams' offenses, yeah, they're both moving the ball pretty well. I wouldn't be that surprised if the Suns had their best passing half of offense in the season in that first half. They couldn't run the ball that well, but their passing game was working real well. But they just get to the end zone, and they had an interception on the goal line, a fumbled snap that got recovered. And then, yeah, Westshore, similar sort of thing. They haven't had quite the same success moving the ball, but they've had 2 opportunities in the red zone, and they only got 1 field goal out of it. Their field goal attempt was, a bad snap that just turned out to result in nothing for them. And it's, we're in a very strange 5-3 game. 5-3 where the only Sun point on the offensive side of the ball is a missed field goal. The other 2 are giving up safeties. So this game sort of, in a way, is 3-1, but in the real way of scoring a football game, it's 5-3. So the Sun are really fortunate that it's broken the way that it's broken, but somebody's got to find a way into the end zone in this half.
I mean, I think as you predicted, it's been specialty teams the entire way along.
See some couple defensive touchdowns, and we'll be right on track for me. Although I'm not sure with a 5-point game how easy it's going to be to get to 21 or 17 now. So I think my prediction's out the window.
Well, we're about to see. The Okanagan Sun will be kicking off with a 5-3 lead here in the second half. First place on the line. They're hoping for a win here so they can secure home field advantage. This is the last home game and the last regular season game for both of these teams. And the Sun are 6-2-1, but right down, breathing down their neck are the Rams at 7-3. So the Sun, with a win, go to 7-2-1 and get first place overall. Either way, they're going to have home field advantage, and they're going to be playing in either the 1-4 or the 2-3 game next Sunday at 1 o'clock here at the Apple Bowl. So your Sun would really like to finish this game off on a positive note and get home field advantage all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. And Rebels looking to play spoiler here. They haven't had quite the season they were looking to have. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but they're showing, especially after that first half, that they're every bit as good as the 4 playoff teams that the BCFC has produced this year.
They tied this Okanagan Sun very early in the season, and they were sitting on a 3-2-1 record and have lost the last 3 games straight to lose a playoff berth. And here we go.
Rough second half of the season for them.
Isaac Wagner kicking off.
As soon as the refs all check in.
And here we go with a 5-3 lead starting off the second half for your Okanagan Sun.
Good
and
kick.
It's up at the 10-yard line. He picks up that ball 15 to the 20. He's up near the 25. No, he's pushed back, and he goes backwards. The ball is fumbled, and the Sun look like they've recovered it.
Another big special teams play. Looks like it's Okanagan Sun ball to start this second half. First down at the 15-yard line.
Your Okanagan Sun recovered a fumble return. He was all the way up to the 25-yard line. He got pushed backwards, then dropped the ball, and the Sun recover on the 15. They're marking it on the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for your Sun, leading 5-3.
You want some good, strong gang tackling for a reason, especially on those kickoff units where there's just a lot of guys flying around the ball, and Sun had a good gang tackle there. The ball popped out, and all the extra men found their way onto it.
You know, you want your returner to keep his feet moving and keep going, but sometimes he's got to know when to just hold on to the ball tight and drop as well. You're going to not gaining any more ground. Hold on to that ball.
Yeah.
Matthew Mailer in the pistol formation. Who's that in the backfield? Is that no, it's not Malcolm Miller in the backfield. He's got to run right up the middle. He's gained at least 5. He's up at the 10-yard line. That looked like Colton Curry. And he plows his way for a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Great burst off the handoff there.
So 2nd and 4 for your Sun. Threatening really early here in the second half at the 10-yard line. 2nd and 4.
See if the Sun offense can come away with some points other than field goal.
See who that is in the backfield. I just want to make yeah, it looks like Colton Curry. And see if they can get that running game back on its feet. Pistol formation. They're in motion. And the handoff, no fake. He cuts a little bit to his right. He's got the first down. He's got more. Touchdown, Okanagan Sun.
What a great run there. Breaking 2 or 3 tackles on his way to the end zone. Keeping his feet moving. Just good pop into contact. Keep your balance. Find your feet and keep them moving. Roll into the next contact. Do the same. Great run.
Colton Curry, what an amazing run. And there goes that cannon with a little bit of a delay. How many yards was that one? That was about
about a 10-yarder anyway, 10 to 12 somewhere. Was.
And you know what? That's what they haven't been doing in the first half. They've been a little bit of screen action out to the sides, faking the runs up the middle. Yeah,
those runs were getting stuffed early, and those play-action fakes were really, really helping out the pass game. And then after those play-action fakes helped the pass game out so much. And they had a couple big successful runs to end the half with Miller. And it looks like that's continuing going into the second half.
Isaac Wagner converts that ball. He'll be glad to have gotten a point right there.
Yeah, splitting the uprights finally.
And there goes that gun again. And so 13:40 remaining in the third quarter. It's now 12-3. Finally, some offensive points put on the board.
Yeah, and my prediction's out the window now.
You know, I think it was a solid prediction. And from a defensive-minded guy like yourself, you know, you like to see those special teams. I think the fans would rather see some offense.
Oh, of course.
Pushing that ball downfield, but who doesn't cheer for a good specialty team?
Special teams is good. Offense is fine. I just like a big defensive play. I want to see something go for 6 on the defensive side of the ball before this game's over.
Isaac Wagner kicking off from his own 45-yard line. Beautiful kick. And it is back around the 7-yard line. It's picked up. He's across the 15. He's cutting sideways on the 20. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds around the 22-yard line. Beautiful kick by Isaac Wagner. Exactly what we expect to see from one of the best placed kickers in the Canadian Football League. Canadian Junior Football League, sorry.
Yeah, we can't be making that mistake.
So the Rebels, trailing 12-3, are going to take over on their own 23-yard line. And again, fumbles telling the tale.
See how the Sun defense does here against this Westshore offense.
Mason Brown, their starting quarterback, is back to pass. He's looking left, looking right. He's taking the ball. He's tucked it in. No, he's going to throw it out to the side. He's got a man wide open 20 yards downfield, and he's brought down about the 44-yard line.
That's Greenaway. Catching the pass and not really having anywhere to go with it once he does, but open in that little soft spot between zones.
Deshaun Greenaway makes it 1st and 10 from the 44 of their own, trailing 12-3. Very big thanks to Remax Kelowna for supporting your Okanagan Sun and this streaming. We got a pistol formation, and the running back's moved up. He's going back to pass. Brown, and I thought he was caught in the backfield. He gets a short pass out for a 1-yard gain. Byron McKinnon, it looked like, but that wouldn't make sense.
Kane Stevenson, number 2.
Was it Kane Stevenson?
Yeah.
There we go. I thought it was an 8. It was a 2. 2nd and 9 for the Rebels, trailing 12-3 here early in the third quarter.
I'm really impressed he held on to that ball even though it was only for 2 yards. He's getting wrapped up real quick after getting his hands on it.
Or on the right side hash mark. Again, he's showing pass. He's looking out to his left, little screen pass up and over. Did that get caught or did that knocked down?
I lost where the ball went,
pass
but
there. I did too, and the Sun player's holding onto the ball. So with 3rd and 8, it looks like the punting unit's coming out onto the field for the Rebels.
Not a whole lot of punts today, which is a little strange, but see how this punt returner goes here.
That's a 21 over there on the far side for your Sun. That's Brandon Ihanza. This
I don't
is
know if we've seen
last
him
season.
return a punt yet.
Brandon Ihanza last year, because he will be aging out for your Okanagan Sun, so he's looking for a really good year. He's a lone returner on this one. And Ashton McKinnon will be doing the punting. Oh, it's a fake. He's gone back to pass. Quarterback, he flicks it out, and it is bobbled.
Incomplete.
Incomplete flick forward.
Well, so we're still not going to see a punt anyway, I guess. Brendan Ahanza, I'm sure, is pretty choked about that turn of situations.
Quarterback is really not sure what's going on there. That was number 33 was the one that received that.
Went for the sort of pitch.
It was the pitch.
The option pitch forward.
Who's 33? Because that was wasn't their backup quarterback.
No, that's it's Jason Piper, a defensive back.
And so that was very much a fake flip out, and he still didn't understand why that ball bouncing on the ground was not completed.
No, I think he was making sure the Sun understood that it wasn't a fumble.
All right, so your Okanagan Sun taking over the ball on downs from the 47-yard line of the Westshore Rebels. And we have a flag. It looks like it's
delay of game, I think.
Finally a delay of game against the Sun. They've been a real slow getting things started.
Oh, they're calling a false start against 54, who's pleading his case at the moment.
Maybe, is that the center who moving the ball?
No, it's Klein. He's a guard, I believe. Marshall Klein. Oh, he is the center. Okay.
So he must have moved the ball far enough that they indicated that it was a start. All right. 1st and 15 from the 53-yard line of the Rebels. Back to pass, fakes the handoff. He's scrambling deep in his backfield. Almost gets interception. He gets it out of his hands before he gets tackled, but almost intercepted by the Rebels. It was definitely touched.
There's Cody Holmes there, receiver playing on defense right now. Number 10 flying over there, almost making a play.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for your Sun. They're leading this game 12-3 with 10:40 remaining here in the third quarter.
Second and 15.
Well, you got to be thinking we're going to, and that looks like Colton Curry in the backfield. No, and we're faking the handoff. No, we did hand off. And he's gained a couple yards back, but not back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 13, I'm going to guess. And it looks like the punting unit's going to be coming out onto the field for your Okanagan Sun.
Yeah, that's trying to get the ball into Hansa's hands there, and just doesn't have a whole lot of space to work with.
This defense for the Westshore Rebels has been awesome. Right up the middle, there's been nothing really for the running backs.
Yeah, they've really taken the run game away from the Okanagan Sun offense for the most part, other than a couple of solid runs from Miller.
Punt is up. Wegner has got it well downfield, angled out of bounds. It's right near the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 20-yard line exactly, out of bounds in Rebel territory. Beautiful kick by Isaac Wegner. So your Sun are leading 12-3. 9:34 remaining here in the third quarter. This is brought to you by Remax Kelowna.
Yeah, kick out of bounds. Pretty good kick there from Wagner. I'd almost like to see them land that a couple yards inbounds, see if he can get a good bounce out of it, because the returner was not quite in the neighborhood to make a play on the ball.
I'm with you there. I'm just the unfortunate part is that we've seen so many no yards penalties against this Suns. They just don't seem to be able to back off enough, and the no yards gets called. The Rebels have the ball. It's intercepted. No, it's not.
He dropped that, Jordan Ray. Great break on that ball. Could have been a pick six, but just dropped it as it's a little low for him, trying to scoop that pass.
Wow, that offensive line was really spread out there. I was a little surprised by the Rebels. Pass about 8 yards into the 8-yard gain, but it was almost Jordan Ray just all over. It looked like he was the intended receiver.
Yeah, he read that perfectly. I don't know if he was baiting the quarterback there, or if it just turned out to work out well for him, but really, really should have been an interception.
2nd and 10 for the Rebels, trailing 12-3. on their own 20. He's back to pass. Someone's got a hand on him right away. He scrambled out to his right-hand side. He's holding on the ball. That's Mason Brown. He's got that first down. He's up at the 30. He's dragged out of bounds about the 31-yard line, just enough for the first down. They're going to be moving the chains. No flags on the play.
Some coaches pleading for some flags a little bit.
He was running out of bounds. It may have been a late hit, but you know what? He was being quite nicely corralled. I don't think there was too much roughness there.
No, it didn't seem like it was going to be excessive anyway.
The Sun defense have knocked a couple quarterbacks out this year during the game on their opposition. I think there was 3 games in a row where the starting quarterback went out for the opposition. Their defense for the Sun is notorious.
They get after quarterbacks. They get in there quickly and lay lumber often.
From their own 31, 1st and 10. Mason fakes, handoff, screen pass out to the side. It gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. There's no gain on the play, and about a 30-yard pass over to the right-hand side. Greenaway, the receiver.
Yeah, a long pass to the wide side of the field on that quick screen, but just no space for Greenaway after he catches the ball. See how the Sun defense comes up with next. They don't blitz a whole lot, the Sun D. But when they do, they get there quickly, as we've seen a few times from Going and Richard.
2nd and 10. The Sun are leading 12-3 with 7:45 left in the third quarter. Mason Brown, the quarterback. Receivers are in motion. No fake here, but he's scrambling in his backfield, going out to his left side. Sees a little space, but he airs it out down the field, and it is not caught. Incomplete. Wow. I thought he had that for sure. That was
That's Cody Holmes trying to track it.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he had that ball. Looked like he was pinning it against the defender to hold on to it.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there couldn't have been a flag on the Sun defense there. The guy didn't really check for the ball, just played the man and met the ball at the man, so the timing worked out well for him. But had he been a half breath sooner, I think that would have been clearly a flag.
So 3rd and 10. Rebels trailing 12-3, 7:30 left on the clock. Who's the lone back there returning this one? Is it Ashant? No, it's not.
I think it's Hansa again.
Hansa is back, and the snap, and the punt is away. Not a good punt. It bounces at the 40 or 52-yard line. Hansa's picked it up at the 40. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He's got some ground. He's got it right up to midfield stripe.
Pretty decent return there for
That's a
Hansa.
15-yard return for a Hansa. Brandon Ihanza also his last season for your Okanagan Sun as he ages out. Sun take over, leading 12-3 at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10. Those orange socks, I'm not going to lie, those orange socks that the Sun are wearing are a little distracting for flags on the play. Matthew Mailer back in a pistol formation. Hands off right up the middle. That's Miller. Gains about 4 yards. A little bounce off the
great
front
jump
line.
Cut right at the start to get around a tackler in the backfield and then find that hole for a good 4 yards. That's a great run by Miller that easily could have gone for nothing or less.
Good second effort there. 2nd and 6 for your Sun, leading this game 12-3. Mailer in the pistol, loaded up on the strong side. And a handoff again. He's got some room. He's got a first down and about 5 more. Moving it into well into Rebels territory, about the 40-yard line.
Great hard run there. Again, just finding a way to weave through that cluttered traffic and keep his feet moving. Running into the back of O-linemen and pushing them a couple more yards, a couple more inches.
So from the 41 of the Rebels, your Sun have a 1st and 10. They got a little bit of a sustained drive going here. Let's see if they can finish this one, unlike the first half where they just couldn't finish in the red zone. Loading up the one side. 4 receivers on one side. 1 in the backfield, sorry. And again, a handoff. He gets caught. He's
Stays on his feet somehow.
Kept his wheels going, got caught in the backfield, makes a gain of about 2 yards, maybe 3.
There's
Malcolm Miller.
Another play where our running back making positive yardage out of nothing. This Rebels defense has been putting strong pressure in the Sun backfield.
Miller's hobbling. He's going to take a knee. He's going to take a knee because you can see him hobbling, going back the outfield, signaling, I need help. Wise play is taking a knee. Is that Connor Richard look like he's going out?
No, I think that's Kelton Curry.
Kelton Curry going out?
Yeah.
Trainer's running out onto the field.
I think that shot in the backfield hit him in the leg, and I don't think he feels too good about it.
So 5:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Your Sun leading 12-3. 4 of those points coming off of safeties given up by the Rebels. Colton Curry in the backfield. It'd be a shame to see Malcolm Miller go out right now.
Yeah, definitely.
He's such a key player, and with the playoffs coming up next week.
He's had a pretty strong game for himself, too. So hopefully we see him come back tonight, and if not, hopefully it's not bad enough to miss him next week because he's an explosive, exciting player to watch.
There we go. He's trotting it off. He's just making sure everybody knows that I'm okay. If he doesn't come back out, I think it's probably just a safety issue because he looks like he's coming off under his own steam quite nicely. All right, again, loading up the strong side of the field. Curry standing beside him as a split. And fake the handoff. He rolls out to his right. Mailer's got the ball. He's at the 40, the 35. He's heading for out of bounds. He's crossed the 30. He's in around the 27-yard line. He got hit around his knees. He definitely got the first down there.
Yeah, I don't think he read that last block very well as the receiver blocked his corner into the tackle, but great run there otherwise, getting the first down, finding his way out of bounds.
Mailer moves the chains, makes it to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for your Sun, leading this game 12-3. Wind's picking up a little bit right now, a little bit of a cool breeze coming in here. It's a dry night in Kelowna. Pistol formation, he's back. He hands it off to Curry right up the middle. He bobbles the ball for a split second. I thought he was going to drop it, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all.
Great pop by the first tackler there. I believe that's number 19, Jameel Moore-Williams, D lineman, who that first shot almost caused a forced fumble, and Curry really became more concerned with just securing that ball and getting to the dirt than he did going any further.
So 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line of the Rebels. Mailer looking at his instruction manual on his arm. Loading up the left side this time. Lots of motion. Hands off right up the middle again. Gains about 6 yards, well into field goal range. Making it 3rd and
4.
3rd and 4.
3rd and 3 maybe.
Isaac Wagner out in the field.
See if Isaac can sort this one out. We are again kicking from the 30-yard line. Wagner just
cannot. 29 though.
Wagner just cannot get away from this 30-yard line, and it has not served him well the last 2 days.
It has not been his friend. He's on the right side hash mark. Let's see how we go this time. With 3:20 left on the clock. Let's see where that snap is. It's all about that snap. Snap is good. It's up. It's got lots of height, and it's wide left.
He pushes it
deep
too far
into the end zone. He's running around trying to get out of the end zone, and I don't know he's doing himself any favors. He's brought down at the 4-yard line on the return. Isaac Wagner's struggles continue. No points gained. Wagner goes hard left on that one from the right side hash mark.
Again, he gets a good clean kick. Nothing looks wrong with the kick. He just pushes it too far and misses the post. Just super frustrating couple of kicks from the 30-yard line thereabouts from Wagner the last 2 games.
So 2:59 from the 29-yard mark. Isaac Wagner misses again.
I'm pretty confident at this point in the season Wagner has a higher percentage kicking from the 40 than he does the 30, which is just a shocking situation. But
he is such a consistent punter and place kicker when it comes to kickoffs. But when it comes to field goals, the last 2 weeks he has struggled. The Rebels take over at their own 20-yard line, trailing 12-3. He goes back to pass. He's looking left. Man open. And they're going to be
a little early contact. There's no flag on the play.
I see no flags at all on the play.
The receiver is very upset with it, and the coach is just directing him to get away from the official.
And
now the official's telling the coach not to enter the field.
Stay off the field. You
no flags, though. No flags, so
no
that's
flag
good.
on the play. Oh, now the head coach is screaming at the official. I think they're having a disagreement.
Yeah.
A disagreement that he was just trying to direct his player to do the right thing, and I think that's fair. 2nd and 10, trailing 12 to 3.
Screaming, I think.
You're right. It was just a disagreement. We don't want to give him a bad time here. Quarterback Mason Brown, lots of motion going on. He's got no one in the backfield now. He's scrambled out to his right. It's a short pass and dropped.
That's Cody Holmes, number 10, the receiver who's been playing some defense today, and just dropped a quick little pass that I think is designed to be almost a screen pass.
3rd and 10, no movement at all from their own 20-yard line. It's too far away for their punter, Ashton McKinnon, to take a knee, I think, unless he decides to run backwards about 8 yards.
That's unlikely.
So we're not going to see a safety this time. And who's our returner? Who's our lone returner?
Hansa is back out there.
Hansa, and the punt is away. And it's a little bit of a squib, end over ender. It bounces just at midfield stripe. And trying to get the no yards out. Hansa picks it up. There is no yards. He's across the center field stripe, gets to about the 50. He kind of, he looked tentative and twisted. Yeah, a little tentative there with the ball. But he also looked like he had it in one hand.
Yeah, he's just trying to find a hole there that I'm not sure exists.
Hansa staying out on the field.
Yeah, he's going to be taking receiver on this next offensive series.
So your Okanagan Sun with a 12-3 lead, and at 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter, they take over from the Rebels' 51-yard line. Their center just comes in, number 50. Pistol formation, loading up on the left side, 3-2 split. Back, hands it off, fake handoff, and he gets hammered in the backfield.
That tricked me anyway. I was staring at Curry that whole play.
Matthew Mailer takes a spin around a couple times and unfortunately drops about 9 yards back before he gets sacked. So it's going to be 2nd and 19 for your Sun.
I cannot believe how good Mahler's play action is. I followed Curry that whole play and he just stopped running and it confused the hell out of me for a moment. Why does the running back stop? Oh, the quarterback's getting tackled. My mistake.
Pistol formation. Probably going to be passing, I'm thinking, on this one. And he's back to pass. Beautiful pass downfield. It's caught.
Oh!
No, it's not. He drops the ball.
Just hits him right in the hand.
Reed Leclerc had it. It looked like he was looking downfield when he went to pull it in, and Reed Leclerc drops the ball on about a 25-yard gain.
Had he just gone for just the secure the catch and fall, he probably would have gotten hit and survived the hit.
He was in
Instead,
the
I think he was
line.
thinking about the foot race to the end zone and just left the ball behind.
Reed Leclerc has got to be disappointed with that. So Isaac Wagner out. 3rd and 18, 19 yards. And the punting unit is out there, standing on his own 36-yard line, 37-yard line is Isaac Wagner. And
this is Wagner's 90th punt of the season.
Oh, it's
not the best punt,
but not bad. Gets it away. Big bounce. Sun bounce. The ball is bobbled and tackled backwards. That was probably loss of another 10 yards on that bounce. So he's tackled at about the 20-yard line.
Great bounce for the Sun. Great that he touched it and kind of bobbled it for a second. Got tackled immediately, and there's a flag on the play. So we're going to see how this works out.
So flag up at the center field stripe. The ball right now is marked at the 22-yard line of the Westshore Rebels.
Not a bad punt considering it went off the side of his foot.
Holding against the Sun.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Oh, we have a second penalty.
Oh, they're communicating with the coach there to figure out what he wants. There's some discussion going on anyway. Rebels coach on the field.
So when was it? When was the holding? Was it? Here we go. We're going to get the official making the announcement from the field in just a second. The indication is holding against the Sun, but we're not. Here we go. Okay.
So it's 10 yards on the Rebels, not on the Sun.
There we go. 10 yards on the Rebels. So they're backing up the bus well back. So it looks like it'll be the 12-yard line, I'm going to guess, somewhere around there. See when the penalty occurred. Back it up 10. And it is the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. They're trailing 12-3 with just 35 seconds left here in the third quarter.
See how the Sun defense can hold up here.
Mason Brown, pistol formation. He's got one in the backfield. He takes the ball, runs it up about 5 yards before he's brought down. Khalil James, number 21, the ball carrier on that one.
I don't feel like we've heard his name a whole lot tonight.
A little bit, but they haven't been running a whole lot of plays.
Yeah, he's been in the game the whole time, just haven't been carrying the rock a whole lot against the Sun defense.
2nd and 6 for the Rebels under the shadows of their own goal post at their own 15-yard line. Fake the handoff. He's rolling out to his right. He's being hot pursuit. He's tossed it away. Man open downfield, deep downfield. He's at the 45. He's pushed back.
Greenaway again.
Greenaway gets it all the way out to the 45-yard line. And that will end the third quarter with your Sun leading 12-3. The Rebels are pushing the ball downfield. And are they going to switch sides? They are. They're not going to have another play here in the third. So that's the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a very quick break as it's 12-3 for the Okanagan Sun, but the Rebels are pushing.
And the Rebels in shotgun, or pistol. Back to pass, quick screen to the receiver, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. Looking for number 10, Cody Holmes there on the outside on this short side of the field. Going to be 2nd and 10 here. Sun defense looking to stop the pass here on 2nd and 10. Just starting the fourth quarter, 14:30 left, 12-3 for the Okanagan Sun.
2nd and 10 for the Rebels, trailing 12-3. Their own 45, back to pass. He keeps it. He's gone 5 yards. He's got 10. He's got that first down. He's crossed well into Sun territory in about the 42-yard line.
What a great run that was by Brown. Mason Brown just, I'm not sure if that was by design or just saw the blitz coming up the middle and got out of there quick because that edge opened up wide open.
He looked pretty intent there. And they're, again, having some issues with the chains on the far side. Doesn't look like they know exactly where they're marking the ball. There we go. Now we finally got the chains in place. Here we go. Offense is trying to go up a little hurry up and catch off the defense off guard. He's back to pass. He looks down the right side of the field. He's got a man open. He catches the ball. He's at the 5. Touchdown! Westshore Rebels.
That's number 80, Nathan Felito, with a wonderful one-handed catch. That was phenomenal, over the shoulder. Just bats it with the one hand into the 2. Kind of tiptoes down the sideline. Sun player tries to shove him out of bounds, and he just tiptoes around that pylon for a touchdown. Huge play there for the Rebels to get back into this game.
It's finally, both offenses are finding a way to make this happen.
Yeah, after a first half where both offenses just couldn't buy the end zone. Huge play there for the Rebels.
Their kicker coming in right now, Kyle Clark, see if he can convert for that extra point. And snap is good. Oh, and it's blocked. It is blocked. That was huge.
Is that Connor Richard? Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't hit the kicker. He does it perfectly and blocks that. That is a monstrous point.
I believe,
he just blocked.
I believe he set the CJFL record recently with blocked kicks in a career. I think it was 8. I saw something going around Facebook anyway. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, but he had 8 in his career, 5 this season. That makes 6 this season for one player. Mostly punts, but I think that's his second field goal blocked on the year, which is a ridiculous thing to say about a guy.
Well, it was a single point, not a field goal, but you're right. Yes, absolutely.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. For a defensive guy, it's all the same.
He's kicking it off the ground instead of off of his hands. It's
exactly.
a field goal.
That's huge because that makes it a 3-point game. So the Sun can't lose the game on a field goal right now. Well, they can. But right now, that's a big point.
It is a huge point, and it's one the Sun needed. And this is starting to look quite a bit like their first match. I'm almost starting to expect another tie here today.
All right, we're ready for the kickoff. We got 2 returners out there this time for the Sun.
I believe it's a Hansa.
And it is up, and it's gone to the left. He's got it at about the 12-yard line. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's at 30, 35, 40. He's up the 44-yard line. What a beautiful run back that was.
That
was a 32-yard run back.
I think he got to like the 30, 35 before he realized how much speed he had and how much space he'd gotten, and almost panicked a little bit with, oh, where's the hole?
I need another hole. I'm running so fast.
Yeah, and he hit the brakes, veered left, tried to cut across the field, and just couldn't quite find a seam. But huge return there for a Hansa.
He really counted on his. And is there a flag? There is a flag on the far side of the field, and the Sun are going back.
That's disappointing.
Connor Richard.
With a low block.
Well, the block below the waist, or below the knees, I should say. Oh, that's disappointing on a great run back. And they're moving the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line. Sun, 1st and 10, leading this game 12-9.
Sun have now had 2 huge plays taken away by huge penalties.
They've really suffered this year with penalties. The 2nd worst in the league. I'm not sure going into tonight's game, but they were last week. 2nd worst in the league in penalties. Fakes the handoff, Mailer, and scrambles out to his right and throws it in the dirt. He was under a lot of pressure by number 33, Jason Piper, and forced him to scramble out the right side. Second and 10 for your Sun, leading this game 12-9. 13-12 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Your Sun this afternoon secured home field advantage in the semifinal at least. They'd love a win here to secure playoff advantage at home. Scramble by Mailer as he bobbles the ball. There's a man open. He's got it. 50, midfield. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 25 yards. Touchdown, your Okanagan Sun. What a beautiful pass.
Was that Leclerc again, only reeling it in this time?
Reed Leclerc finally holds on to the ball. What a beautiful pass. How many yards was that one? 90 yards.
Oh, 38 Kelton Curry, not 36 Reed Leclerc, at least according to the in-stadium announcer. See, guy is getting yeah, it's Curry getting celebrations on the sidelines down in front of us here.
90 yards, Kelton Curry. Breaks this game open a little bit for your Sun. If they can make this convert, it's going to make it a 2-score game.
Full 10 points after this convert.
Isaac Wegner from 12 yards out. It's up.
Is it no good?
I'm not saying signal except from the Rebels saying no good. The man in the end zone is not signaling anything.
It looks like Wegner missed it. Although the ref eventually put one hand up, which normally means one.
That means a single point.
So
let's see what the scoreboard says.
Well, it still says 18 at the moment. It seems that we missed that extra point.
They're not putting it up. Have they put it up yet?
They have not put it up yet.
So
although the official was just putting his hand back up in the air again, so I'm not sure if he's signaling to the scoreboard or if he's signaling to somebody else.
It's good? It's good. Thank you.
We still have Rebels waving no good. And now they're confused.
Head coach Ben McCauley was signaling up here to the stands that it was good. And it really helps when those officials put their arms in the air to indicate whether a field goal is good or not. They're very good about signaling when it's wide, not so good when it's not.
Yeah.
So with 12:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter, it's 19-9 for your Okanagan Sun as Isaac Wegner goes out to kick this from his this kickoff from his own 45.
Rebels are missing one player, so late man joining the fray.
Here we go. Beautiful kick again, about the 5-yard line. He's going to catch that. He's at the 10, crowding across. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He's met some resistance there at the 20-yard line. Is brought down.
To the 25 or so.
That is Felito running that back about 15 yards on after the catch. So your Sun leading 19-9 with 12:31 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Rebels looking to respond here. They would really like, at this point, I think they'd take a repeat of week 1 and get another tie if they could. Touchdown and a field goal away. Offense hoping to come away with points this drive.
Starting on their own 25. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Back to pass, looking to his left. He is brought down, a 10-yard loss. He is brought down about his own 15-yard line. Very quick into the backfield is the defense of your Sun.
I believe that's Austin Bowes, number 71. He's been playing D-line the whole year.
They mark it at the 18, so it's going to be a 2nd and 20, or sorry, an 18.
Weirdly, he's listed as a receiver as well, but I've never seen him take a receiver rep. Austin Bowes, that is.
We got a little bit of confusion there. Quarterback's maybe doing some audibles there. He's loaded up one side. Running back moves into block. Again, he's caught in the backfield at his own 10-yard line.
Is that Austin Bowes back-to-back sacks? And there's an injured Sun player down. I think that might be Connor Richard, or is that Tyler Going, number 20?
I think it's Tyler Going down there, and he's down.
He came around the edge late on a blitz and took the running back, took him pretty low.
No flag on that one, but they definitely brought the quarterback. It's 3rd and looks like about 28 yards. Going is up off his feet, and he's walking around a little bit, but he's going to get some assistance going off the field. He's holding up his right leg. That's not a good sign. And there's a Rebel player helping him off as well.
That's some good teamwork there.
That is
Sun
really
player replacing him.
Good sportsmanship there as one of the Rebels come in to help take him off the field. He is putting no weight at all on his left field and barely any on his right.
That was Aiden Enns Harbath, the running back. Or running back and linebacker.
3rd and...
3rd and a lot.
3rd and a lot.
They're
Let's
going to
see,
be punting.
10,
We're going to probably...
20,
they might take a knee again for their 3rd safety of the game here with the punter in the end zone.
3rd and 23. He's standing in his own end zone. McKinnon. Ashton McKinnon standing in his own end zone. This, if they are doing what they've done in the past, he does. Immediately takes a knee, gives up the 2 points. It still makes it a 2-score game.
They just need 2 touchdowns now instead of a touchdown and a field goal.
So now with 11:01 remaining here, it's now 21-9 for your Okanagan Sun. we've seen 3 safeties in this game. I don't think I've seen 3 safeties all season long.
No, the Sun defense has done a really good job pinning this Rebels offense deep in their own end regularly.
And you know what? It's funny because I think the other teams have really tried hard not to give up those safeties and done a lot of running around trying to get out and then been stuck, in their own inside their own 10. And the defense of the Sun have just corralled them there and kept them.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, winning the battle of field position when you've got such a great kicker like Isaac Wegner.
Helps quite a bit. Looks like the Rebels might be setting up an onside kick here.
They got the
not
hands
spread out like they normally would.
Hands unit over on the left-hand side is my guess. They got 3 on the right and about 6 on the left.
All near the far sideline.
And let's see what happens if he gets it the 10 yards. That's what matters first. And it's 20 yards deep and hands ball.
Oh, it looks like that's going to be Rebels ball, I think.
It is a flag and no yard. I'm not sure what the call is. There's a flag immediately after it's gone out of bounds. Did it go the 10 yards? It did. Or did it? Where did it go out of bounds?
And
they've marked it at the 52 right now is where they're aiming. And it starts.
Both teams' offenses are going out there.
But it starts at the 45, so that's only 7 yards.
If the Sun player touched it first, I'm not sure if it would matter.
Was it out of bounds when he was it out of bounds if he touched it?
Because the Sun player did come up, and I think they may have played it as well.
But did he bat it when it was out of bounds? It definitely was the Rebels who batted it, but last. But did they bat it when it was out of bounds? Is the question we've got going on the field. Where was that kick? It wasn't from the 45. I think it was the 35. Was it not?
I think
it's the 35. Yeah. So it went the 10 yards. We know, no doubt it went the 10 yards, and it looks like they're moving the chains in the Suns' favor.
First down, Sun.
And the Suns' offense stays out on the field.
That is frustrating for the Rebels.
So
the man hugging the sidelines stepped out of bounds before being the man to touch the ball.
One of the officials did a really good job there because
that's some great eyes.
The player becomes ineligible to be in the play as soon as he goes out of bounds.
Ineligible to be the first man to touch the ball. If somebody else touches it first, he can be involved again.
Yes.
That is a very heads-up play there by the official.
Well, that's very good officiating to make that call. So from the 51-yard line with your Sun leading 21-9, they take over the ball in Rebel territory. Matthew Mailer, your quarterback tonight. Who's in the backfield this time?
Looks like Kelton Curry again.
3 receivers on the strong side. They're in motion. There we go. And he rolls out to his left. He bobbles the ball. He grabs it. It's still bobbling around. It looks like the Rebels
have it.
The Rebels have recovered on their own 45-yard line. Colton Curry bobbles
guys getting pulled off the pile. They're going to be careful or they're going to start getting flags here in a second. Got Rebels running into the pile now.
And they've got players coming in from off the field before they've made an indication. There's no indication from the officials, just from the Rebels. And we're waiting on an indication from an official who recovered the ball.
It looks like both sides are accepting that it's Rebels' ball, though. Although the announcer's saying the Sun recovered the football. The Sun defense is on the field and the Rebels' offense is on the field.
I see Connor Richard down there, so I'm going to say that it is the Suns' defense out there.
Yeah, and got to get the flags reset.
At the 45, here we go. We got the chains being reset on the far. So, 21-9 for your Okanagan Sun, 10:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Rebels have the ball on their own 45, 1st and 10. Mason Brown's rolling back to pass. He's in his backfield. There's a flag already on the play. Brown gains about 1 running forward.
Bose better be careful or he's going to get himself an extra flag after tackling the offensive lineman who is sitting on him.
And it looks like the flag is against the Rebels.
I think it was against the Rebels for holding on Bose, who's really fortunate he did not get a penalty for retaliating once he got up.
So we're going to back it up. .55. So down repeated, and it's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to make it 2nd and 20 from their own 35 for the Rebels, trailing this game 21-9. Thanks to Remax Kelowna, proud supporter of your Okanagan Sun. Sorry, I'm also in the off season. I'm a Kelowna Falcons broadcaster, so I tend to say Falcons a little bit. But for your Okanagan Sun, thanks to Remax Kelowna. Handoff.
Oh, wow.
He is caught in the backfield at his own 30-yard line and brought down. Let's be careful down there, boys. We don't want to get too rough, but there's 2 guys down there, including Jamin Pilley. Pilley is huge and fast.
He just ran that running back down. Granted, he had a little bit of a head start on the running back, but the fact the running back is not able to escape a 350-pound man says a lot about that 350-pound man. That is some mobility out there at, what is he, 6'7" or something in that range?
He is massive. Jamin Pilley is just a huge man. So 2nd down, and let me count him off, 10, 20, 25 yards. 2nd and 25 for the Rebels, trailing 21-9. He's going to back to pass. He's looking left, or he's looking right. He's rolling out right. He is penned in, the quarterback, and brought down at his own 20-yard line. Brought down in the backfield again.
They're all over Brown now. I'm not sure what's happened to this Rebels offense in this 4th quarter. Really, they were doing fine in the 3rd, and I think in the 4th they've lost so many yards that in this half we might be approaching 0 again. It is incredible the 4th quarter performance this Okanagan Sun pass rush has done.
I would think 3rd and 4th quarter there might be a net loss on their passing right now, because every time he scrambles to pass, he's scrambling because there's guys coming from both sides.
Yeah, the 3rd quarter they had that one long touchdown drive where their passing game was working fine. Before that they had a couple good passes, and since that touchdown drive, I don't know if they have a positive yard.
No, I don't think they do. From his own 6, the punter, and the flag is out already, and it's a bobbled punt. It is going to be picked up about the 50-yard line. No yards. No, he's at center. That's Brandon Ihanza with about a 6-yard run back, and that's about all he gets. But there was a flag in the backfield. I didn't see what it was. The flag has been picked up already. I'm not sure if it was a mistake or...
You know, considering past animosity and some of the dramatic extracurriculars Westshore has been a part of this year, there's been a whole lot of friendly hand back clapping after plays in this game.
Yeah, helping each other up off the field, helping guys off that are injured.
Yeah, and just like between plays, yeah, I've seen Mahler interact positively with a couple of defensive linemen for the Rebels.
It
looks a lot of camaraderie on the field today. It's good to see in a competitive game like that.
Ashton McKinnon is indicating that the punting unit needs to go back out on the field. So it's going to be 3rd and, let's see, are they moving it? With the penalty.
Too many men on the field for the Sun, I believe.
Yeah, but it still makes it 3rd
now we're
and
only 3rd and 25.
3rd and 25. Yeah, it's 3rd and 25 with that 5-yard penalty, so it did not get them a first down. And Ashton McKinnon is going to get a chance to get away a better punt, and it looks like snap is good. Not going to get it blocked. And it's caught about the same spot, the 47. He's crossed the 40. He's crossed the midfield stripe. He's at the 50. He makes it to the 52. He's tripped up at the 52. So a net loss turned into a net gain for your Okanagan Sun.
Number 40, Benjamin Pierik on the tackle there.
Ihanza
wiping his feet out from under him. Ihanza, I think, just tripping over an arm.
Ihanza about a 22-yard run back on that one. So your Okanagan Sun leading this game 21-9 with 8:07 left in the 4th quarter. Have a first down from the 47-yard line of the Rebels. They're on the left hash mark. Let's see what they can do this time. They've been moving the chains pretty successfully. Matthew Mailer is your quarterback. Who's that in the backfield right now? White sleeves today.
That's Kelton Curry, I believe.
He rolls out to his right, hands it off, caught in the backfield.
Tackled immediately.
That's number 22, which is Lorenzo Dissi. Lorenzo Dissi, haven't seen him in a while. And he's caught for a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 for your Sun.
got a penalty on.
We have a penalty against the Rebels.
Too many men on the defense now.
Oh my goodness, first down. And they're marking it a full 10 yards. So a 2-yard loss turns into a 12-yard gain with a penalty of too many men on the field for the Rebels. When things go bad, they go really bad for the Rebels.
I feel like that can't be the right penalty call, or is a timeout being called?
Timeout called, and I don't think the head coach is happy with this. He's not talking to the officials, but he certainly called his guys in. A little anxiety. He's Waterboys heading out to the midfield. So 21-9, 7:43. Your Sun need to hold on to this to get that playoff
first place berth.
Playoff in both semifinal and final, assuming they win it. But no matter what, your Okanagan Sun will be playing next Sunday here at the Apple Bowl at 1 o'clock. I love Sunday afternoon football. Yes, it messes up your football NFL experience,
Sunday.
but you know what? It's a whole lot of fun.
Just gotta get guys come to the game, come to the live game.
Exactly.
Get the
Got your
NFL,
PVR.
get the NFL live stream, and then just live stream from your phone using the local Wi-Fi.
There you go.
There you go. You get the best of all worlds.
Or you can use your PVR, record the game, and go back and watch it later and enjoy a full week of football.
Yeah.
All right, your Okanagan Sun leading 21-9, first and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Rebels. Matthew Mailer's your quarterback. Is Dissy in the backfield still? He is. He cuts to his left. He drops the ball
again. What is going on with these Okanagan Sun running backs not being able to secure handoffs to the left today? That is the third fumble to the left on a handoff. I cannot believe what is happening.
We got a flag immediately on the play. I'm not sure what's going on, but Lorenzo Dissy is the one that bobbles the ball after gaining a few yards.
And it's not like it's only been one running back either. Yep, penalty on Klein for holding.
So the Rebels have taken over the ball, trailing 21-9. Let's see where they spot that ball.
This is just phenomenal for the Okanagan Sun running game. They are normally so secure and so sure-handed.
And you know, it is a bit of a cold night tonight, but it's not wet. There's been no rain in the last couple days here, so there's no reason for the ball to be slippery other than being maybe a bit hard. So the Rebels, trailing 21-9, take over on their own 36-yard line.
See if the Rebels can find some positive yardage here. Expect the Sun blitz, as they've been bringing a lot of heat lately, getting right in Brown's face.
All right, you got
Richard showing.
Running backs moving up to block. You got three receivers on the left side. He's back to pass, and we got in the backfield. He is caught so fast. Jamin Pelly is there, and
there's gonna be a
face
fight.
mask. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was not.
Ryan Markart just got his helmet ripped off. And there's some of that extracurricular drama I was talking about that the Rebels have been involved in throughout the season.
The rest of the bench is taking a knee. They're not wanting this. They do not want to see that. And it's well played by the Rebels as they take a knee. It's, boys, settle it down a bit. You know, we don't need this to finish the season. It's not these both teams have been very sportsmanlike all the way through, showing some great. Another flag, unsportsmanlike conduct. It's disappointing because it has been a really well played game by both teams, it being a very tight score.
Just a late whistle there, or maybe early whistle on the sack. The Sun was still,
and I mean, I know
still momentum guys falling to the ground, and somebody did not like that somebody had fallen to the ground at the quarterback and decided to take matters into their own hands. I think it was number 50 for the Westshore Rebels. That's Tyrese Hogue.
Nobody wants to see their quarterback being hauled down, but at the same time, he didn't go down. And so two Sun players were holding him in place, and I don't think they were unnecessarily rough with the quarterback. He did go down eventually at his own 15-yard line, but someone took offense to it, grabbed Ryan Markhart's helmet, and literally was dragging Markhart across the field. And again, nobody wants to see that.
Extra point earlier this half by Okanagan Sun Connor Richard is his 6th of the season. That ties the BC Football Conference record for most blocked
Richard, they just announced in stadium here that just tied the single season record for blocked kicks with 6, which brings up the question, who else has 6 blocked kicks?
Number 2.
That is ridiculous.
Number 2 for the Rebels just went over and low 5'd Connor Richard. Nice to see. The Rebels are just, I think they're trying to calm themselves down. And again, being very sportsmanlike. Who's that number 2 over there? I haven't got the roster in front of me.
Yeah, it's a weird game because it's been uncharacteristically sportsmanship between the plays for
Stevenson
98% of this game. And then on this one play, there's just been a blow-up. So by only really one player, really. It looked like it was the rest of the guys were trying to just break it up and calm things down again.
Kane Stevenson. So here we're going to get a call from field level. I think there's going to be a couple penalties here.
Yeah, number 50 for the Rebels is giving the Sun bench a wave as he walks off the field.
And I think he's being ejected from the game. The coach is telling him where to go, that he has to go right to the locker room. Who's that number 50? I'm sorry.
Oh, I just mentioned it a moment ago. That was Tyrese Hogue.
Tyrese Hogue.
Lineman for Rebels.
I think he realizes now that he was just a little bit hot-headed out there. And you know what? I know that guys are so protective,
of
especially
quarterbacks.
the linemen. They're so protective of their quarterbacks that they don't like to see them rough-handled in any way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that just got...
Well, he's going to get... He definitely stepped over the line. That's a line that a lot of coaches, especially in a sport like this, that can get pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
That's a line you almost like your O-lineman to straddle a little bit. Just you need that threat of, if you're going to do something dirty, somebody's going to do something dirty to you. He thought he did something dirty to his quarterback, so he retaliated, and you don't like to see that retaliation, but...
But when you're going to retaliate, I don't think grabbing the helmet's ever a great idea.
Oh, no, the way he retaliated was totally unacceptable. But it's that straddling that line of being almost a hockey enforcer kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, we're back into the negative situation.
Like the Rebels, again, have just absolutely, they took a shotgun to their own foot on this one. We're back to 2nd and 40.
They're at their 4-yard line, and the first down marker is at the 46. So 42 yards they got to gain on this one. They are trailing 21-9 with 7:04 remaining here in the 4th quarter. There's still some discussion going on down there. Jamin Pelly is in there.
I have seen a first down from a situation like this before. The
You know
quarterback in that situation threw an interception, but it was roughing the passer, so it was automatic first down. So he threw a pick on a 3rd and 30, threw a pick, and got a first down out of it.
Wow.
Great situation.
Yeah. So it's 2nd down and 42.
Rebels at their own 4. Play's been blown in. Rebels still in a huddle. So.
They're huddling in their own end zone there. I think are they discussing safety? Are they going to throw it and then or try to get a play to get out from under the field goal posts?
I think they're going to try to just throw it and see what they can do.
And handoff up the middle, and he is brought down at the 10-yard line.
He's gaining an extra couple space.
He's gained 6 yards on that one, so it's going to make it a 2nd and 36. 3rd and 36.
Wow.
3rd and 36, trailing 21 to 9.
Back out to likely concede yet another safety if I was going to guess anything.
I'm going to wonder. I mean, this is an obvious safety situation.
Wonder
4 safeties in a game. I don't know if that's ever.
I'm sure 4 is still few enough that I'm sure that's been done before, but we got to be getting near unprecedented territory.
By one team.
Yeah, exactly.
By one team. So 6:02 remaining, 21-9 for your Okanagan Sun in their battle for first place overall in the last game of the regular season. He's standing about 5 yards deep, takes a knee, 23-9 for your Sun with a knee and 5:50 on the clock in the 4th and final quarter. Wow.
What a crazy 4th quarter. This was quite a tight game almost the entire way through. In this 4th quarter, the Sun defense has just absolutely taken it to this Westshore offense. And
sportsmanship has returned to the field as the teams are mixing it up a little bit out there in a friendly way, making sure there's no bad feelings. I think, again, this has been very sportsmanlike the entire game, and nobody wants to see it end that in an unsavory fashion. So good on the Rebels for making sure that there's no bad feelings going on here.
This is a very... Just the atmosphere of this game is super strange, and I often joke with people that if if you haven't fought with somebody, are they really your best friend? And
That's
that's sort of how this game feels. It feels like it's almost two best friends, and they had to have that one fight just to prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah, otherwise you're seeing guys getting tackled, and the guy tackling him giving him a high five on the way back to the huddle, and
So your Sun leading 23-9, take over on their own 35-yard line. Your quarterback, Matthew Mailer, still in there. Colton Curry in the backfield. Not going to say I'm surprised that Lorenzo DeC is not in the backfield right now. Curry got 5. He's up about 8-yard gain on that one. Beautiful run right up the middle. He got a good head of steam up there.
Curry's been running well the second half.
I'm guessing the Sun are going to try and run that clock down as quickly as possible. Probably see an awful lot of running plays.
I fully expect that. There are now 5 minutes left in this game, and I expect the Sun to try to make that as near a real 5 minutes as possible.
23-9 lead. They got a full 2 touchdowns lead. 2nd and 2. Curry in the backfield. Pistol formation. I don't think they're going to fool anybody. It looks like they're going to be running this one. And they are passing. And it's almost intercepted. It was almost a pick 6. That's number 26 for the Rebels.
Brandon Nahans, I think, was supposed to run a slant, or it looked like Mahler was expecting him to run a slant, and he just never broke. So that ball just went straight into the defender's hands, almost hit him in the face. He almost had to catch that out of self-defense. The Sun are really lucky he couldn't reel that in.
Couple names we haven't seen today, Brendan Hansen and Jesse Amanqua. I don't know if they're being rested or whether they're injured or what the deal is there.
Yeah, Amanqua, I think, was hurt a week or two ago. I was expecting to see him back by now, though.
Isaac Wagner back to punt on his own 30. He gets it away really nicely to the sidelines. It bounces at the 40 and out of bounds. A bad bounce for the Sun, so about 42-yard line. The Rebels are going to take over. But I believe that's right where they started the last time when they ended up on their own goal line going backwards.
Yep. Somebody I have seen on the sideline a little bit today that I don't think we've seen since the very, very beginning of this season, who got the ball a decent amount last year, was Okanlola. Joseph Okanlola, number 34 running back. I've seen him out there for a couple of special teams, but hasn't gotten in there at running back yet.
All right, trailing 23-9 with just 4 minutes left on the clock here in the game. The Rebels take over at their own 42 and under pressure again in the backfield. He's caught.
I feel like
Mason
the Sun
Brown has been eaten up by the.
And
there's some
come
pushing
on.
and a flag again.
Don't start it again. Number 66 in there is trying to pull guys off the pile and is not too happy with the way somebody was on there.
That looks
Ref is now laying on him.
That looks like Jamin Pelly at the bottom of that pile.
No.
That's one large guy at the bottom and another flag. 2 flags, I'm going to guess unsportsmanlike on a whole lot of guys right now.
Again, just such a strange character dynamic
Well,
to this football game.
It was Jamin Pelly. He tried to flip himself up and knocked his own helmet off as he tried to jump up. I'm okay. I'm
He's
okay.
waving goodbye to the player who got ejected, I believe.
Someone's been ejected.
That was number 66, I think, for the Rebels.
And coach is sending him off again with instructions.
It's the thing the Sun are doing every single time is we've had Richard and Daly, the middle linebacker and weak side backer, have just been showing blitz to the O-line over and over again. And then they send Tyler going off the far end, the strong side backer, who's just been coming in unblocked. Yeah. And him coming in unblocked forces Mason Brown to step up into the pocket. And there's just no pocket to step up into with the pressure coming up the middle from Pelly.
He's got almost
no
time.
And once he steps up into that pressure, it's suddenly just scramble mode in a small box. And eventually the pocket collapses on him, pile forms up, and O-linemen are really upset with the fact there's a pile on their quarterback.
Yeah.
And then extracurriculars begin. And It's the Sun defense is almost just, they're almost just baiting Westshore into starting fights, and it's a very strange situation.
There's one Westshore player over there talking with the Sun players.
Yeah, there's one Westshore player among the Sun defense having a conversation.
And there's
The
obviously
Sun and
most of them-
Westshore coaches are on the sidelines, on the field actually, talking to each other next to a ref. And now Westshore is jogging over to talk to their coach. So I think we have another timeout for a moment. It's like Westshore is just trying to calm their players down a little bit, and let's get out of this with some positive yards and try to get some points on the board.
So we had offsetting penalties there with unnecessary roughness. I don't think it's a coincidence their coach is is having the meeting right in front of the Okanagan Sun bench almost. I think he's trying to make sure that these guys understand that this meeting is not being held about their football play. It's being held about their sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, he's pretty fired up down there too. The Rebels, they've had such a good first 3 quarters, and this fourth quarter has just fallen apart for them. It would just be great to see them end their season on some positive notes, with some positive yardage, get some points on the board if they can, and end this game going in the right direction instead of being stuck with these 3rd and 30 situations that we keep winding up with, because that's what we're going to be in here in a second again anyway.
The ball is marked at the 25-yard line. The first down is at the 52.
Exactly.
So 27 yards, 2nd and 27 is the call. And like I said, last time it started on the 42, and here it is again. It's going backwards. There is not going to be there. I don't think it's possible at this time for their fourth quarter to have a net gain. I think it's going to be a net loss in their fourth quarter.
I think you're right, and it's been a frustrating fourth quarter for these Rebels.
And for the fans. I mean, it
slows the game down.
It's a cold night
here. It's almost ruined what was a very, very competitive, good football game up to that point. Even this fourth quarter with the Sun dominating has been, for the most part, pretty good football, other than the extracurricular penalties.
Yeah. I mean, they started the fourth quarter with a touchdown and made it 12-9 in the third quarter, and it held all the way through the third quarter, 12-9 score. So this game has been a great football game. All right, 4 receivers in motion on the left-hand side. He's looking, and he is scrambling in the pocket again. He's broken free. He's gained about 5-6 yards, maybe almost 10 yards.
And that time there was no pass rush. There was no blitz from the Sun there either. It was just a very, very open, very basic cover 3 zone with a 4-man rush. And the 4-man rush got there in 1, 2, 3, and the quarterback's dodging his 3rd defensive lineman before he even gets back to the line of scrimmage. And
so
I'm not sure what.
3rd and 18. He gained 10 yards on that one.
I'm sure the changes that the Westshore has been forced to make because of some of these ejections and other things have really hurt the offensive line, but it is really, really not going well for them to end this game.
And the punter is back, and he gets it up a terrible kick.
Oh, Connor Richard was inches from blocking that again.
And we got chirping going on. No, we're good. Everyone's safe. All right, there we go. Connor Richard helping adjust a jersey. Being a good pal over there and helping adjust a jersey from the Rebels.
I think he was jogging over because he thought a fight was going to break out, and then it didn't, so he thought he better do something. Just had to help him with his jersey instead.
Your Sun leading 23-9. They're going to take over on their own 45-yard line. That's where they've marked the ball with 2:47 left in the game, and it looks like first place and home field advantage if they can make it through the semis in the semi and the final of this BC football conference.
Look for the Sun to run the ball here.
And the whistle has blown in.
We have the 3-minute warning blown in as well. 2:46 left to go.
And in the backfield, who we got there?
Kelton Curry,
Kelton
I believe.
Curry, and all kinds of motion. Curry's got the rock, and he's going through the middle. He is still on his feet, and they've blown it dead. He didn't go down, and I'm going to guess he gained about 4 yards.
Yeah, they're going to give him 4 or 5 on forward progress.
Those are those ones where they don't go down, and
if the O-line can get there and push a little bit, pull a tackler or 2 off.
Yeah.
You get that's how Marshawn Lynch gets his highlight reel plays, is he keeps his feet going and his O-line comes to help.
If he can break free. So 2nd and 5 for your son, leading this game 23-9, and just moments left in the game. Mailer's back. He rolls out to the right, hands it off to Curry. He's up at midfield, and it looks like he's got that first down. And they are marking it as a first down. They're going to move the chains right just into center, just across the center field stripe and into Rebel territory.
Curry really has been running hard here in this fourth quarter, too. Every time he gets the rock. Trying to push tacklers back, bully people 3 or 4 yards further away. Full sprint until he blows a tire, and then he's hoping to fall for an extra couple yards.
Matthew Mailer back in a pistol formation. Receivers on both sides in motion. And a handoff again up the middle to Curry. He's gained about 2 before he's brought down. He breaks a little bit to his right and then goes down.
Great tackle there. I believe that's number 15, Steven Gilowitz.
Second and 8 for your son. Pretty
Only
much have this game in
1:30
hand.
left.
And 1:30 left. They're just grinding that clock out.
Got 4 receivers coming out.
4 receivers on the left side. I don't know if there's somebody's stats that need padding or something to finish the season, but I would have thought it was running. Fakes the handoff, goes to his left, and it's caught.
Oh.
It is not caught.
I think there's a miscommunication there because if
That's
LeClaire
LeClaire.
doesn't catch that, Burton does for a first down. And LeClaire, even if he catches that, is going to be 3rd and 3. So I feel like this one of those 2 receivers is not supposed to be in that area.
Somebody cut when they weren't supposed to. So 1:10 left on the clock. 23-9 for your son. Isaac Wegner out there. I think this might only be his 3rd or 4th punt.
Yeah, this has probably been the Suns' offense's best day in terms of keeping the punting unit off the field.
And it's a low snap. He's going to get it away. Beautiful punt. Gorgeous punt. He angles it out about the 12-yard or the 16-yard line. Considering that snap was terrible.
The snap skipped there on his way to him. One bouncer to Wagner's feet. He just gets up and just sails a beautiful, beautiful punt. 2 or 3 yards out of bounds inside the 20. We'll see where they mark it. They're marking it at the 20, I believe.
Yeah, they marked it at the 20. Isaac is just so consistent with those punts. So just 1:03 left on the clock, and now it's just a matter of grinding it out with a 23-9 lead. I don't think there's...
Only a minute left.
See
if Westshore's offense can finish their season on a high note with getting some positive yards against this stacked Sun defense. Likewise, Sun defense looking to finish off the regular season with a turnover.
And he's looking back to pass. The pocket.
Oh.
Sun
incomplete.
Again all over him, and it's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. And just 57 seconds left on the clock.
I was looking for Kane Stevenson there. Hasn't been quite as active in this game as I think they were hoping he would be.
I'm thinking he's unloading very quickly because right now in this half, he has been hammered in the backfield so many times.
If he even tries to get a 3-step drop in, he doesn't have time for it.
No. So pistol formation here. That running back's going to be blocking for him again. And they're not.
And it's sacked again.
He's corralled at his own 10-yard line. They push him back.
That has got to be getting tiring.
You got to feel exhausted getting crushed like that.
Over and over again by the Sun front four.
And they're
not even blitzing anymore.
They're not blitzing, and somehow they're finding holes. You know, I think you're right. I think the O-line is just completely crushed with those 2 players being ejected.
Yeah. A couple ejections, and just the game started to snowball against them. And
so the ball is on the 10. It's 3rd and 20, and the punter is going to be standing on his own goal line.
So now we're at the
do we do
fifth.
another
We're
safety?
Gonna have, there's going to be a 5th safety. And at this point, 5th to 6th safety, I'm starting to wonder, like, how many times has this happened before?
45 seconds left on the clock. It's ticking down with a 23-9 lead for your Okanagan Sun. Everything seems inevitable for the Sun right now for home field advantage if they can win the semifinal in the final. It's just a matter of seeing who they're going to play next Sunday at 1 o'clock. And he does. It's a safety with 24 seconds left on the clock. 5 safeties given up, 25-9. That's 3 consecutive safeties.
Yeah, like, that's unreal. That's unreal. The Okanagan Sun started this game off with a couple safeties,
so
and that was unusual. And since then, they've had 3 in a row.
So we're going to call that specialty teams crushing?
Yeah.
We're in your favor, it's all defense.
Yeah.
Those points are all earned by the defense, those safeties, because they have absolutely pushed them back with negative yards. I'm going to be checking out the stats as soon as this game's over to see what kind of yardage they had in the second half.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen a performance this dominant in quite a while. In just a quarter, though. Like, most of this game was a great game.
12-9 going into the fourth quarter. 12-9. And, Connor Richard blocks a convert to keep it a 3-point lead for your Okanagan Sun. We're thinking that was going to be important, and it ends up really being a moot point as your Sun just they got a touchdown early in the fourth quarter, and then they've been 2-pointing it to death.
Sun in victory formation to take a knee. So I believe they'll take one more knee to finish this game off.
And there's 22 seconds left on that clock, and the clock is ticking.
And we're just going to wait for the clock to tick away, and then we're going to take a knee to end this game, and your Okanagan Sun are going to be the #1 seed headed into these playoffs.
And your officials are right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just making sure nobody decides to do anything
bad
silly.
Happens.
Letting the quarterback know we're
at
zeros.
There's guys lying down in the backfield. That's it.
Yeah.
And that is the final play of the game. There's hugs on the field. Your Okanagan Sun are the BC Football Conference champions and will have home field advantage in the #1 seed going into the playoffs next Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that was 3 quarters of great football and 1 quarter of a little bit of a mess almost, but the Okanagan Sun come out ahead.
Okanagan Sun forcing 5 safeties, 5. And we're not sure about the record book, but you know what? In my life, I don't know if I've ever seen 5 safeties in a football game, let alone by one team. Congratulations to your Okanagan Sun as they are BCF Conference champions. And we will see you all next Sunday at 1 o'clock as your Sun take on the 4th place team. We're still working out that. It looks like...
I believe it should be the Huskers?
It'll be the Valley Huskers. I do believe you're right with that one. And thank you to Remax Kelowna for supporting this streaming. Have a great night. We'll see you next week at 1 o'clock.